The Mavericks destroy the Chicago Bulls at home. How they got it done as we break it all down here, all on the DLS Mavs postgame show. Here we go. Hey, what's up, DLS Mavs Nation? It's your man, Kevin Gray, alongside Mavericks analyst Bobby Carella. We are DLS Mavs, your favorite guys covering your favorite team every single game night at Kevin Gray Sports, at Bobby Carella. Later on in the show, we'll be joined by our Mavericks beat writer, Tim Cato, at Tim_Cato on X, and our national NBA insider, Marc Stein, at the Stein line. The Dallas Mavericks destroy the Chicago Bulls 119-99 at home as they continue their 5-game homestand. The Dallas Mavericks are able to get their second win on this current 5-game homestand as Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, and company absolutely dominate the Chicago Bulls, forcing what was 23 turnovers in this game. Kyrie Irving with 15 points in the first quarter got things started. Luka Doncic, a monster game as well, as they absolutely destroy Chicago in a big win tonight. Let us know how you're feeling in the chat. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to DLS Sports here on YouTube. Plenty to get to over the course of the next hour here on our postgame show. But Bobby, the Dallas Mavericks got off to a really good start in this game and kept pushing the pedal to the metal and making sure that they were forcing the issue against Chicago tonight.
The Mavs won. We got to see Kessler Edwards and Jay-Z and Gortman. We got to see Goatman himself, and it wasn't even like in a weird or bit way.
That's right.
It was because the Mavs were up by 30.
Congratulations to Jay-Z and Gortman, who scored his first NBA points tonight, knocking down a three-pointer
It's
late
always
in the
a good thing
quarter.
when that sort of thing happens, and you know what that means.
Oh, Elijah is already in the chat. Here it comes. That's right. Bubbly Bobby.
It's a victory Wednesday. When the Mavs bounce back, you got to crack.
And we bounce back.
We
bounce back. That's right. Shout out to the Mavericks. Yeah, again, they were able to have what was 1, 2, 3 30-point quarters in this game. You look at what they were able to do in the first quarter. Kyrie Irving setting the tone in this game. He had 15 points in that first quarter, going 6 of 7 from the field, 2 steals in that quarter as well. That was the theme of the night, Bobby. Turning over the Chicago Bulls, turning over the ball 23 times did Chicago tonight, getting out in transition. Luka Doncic had 4 steals in the third quarter alone. It was about the Mavericks defense making sure that the Chicago Bulls had fits on the offensive end tonight.
What did we say before the game? In the pregame show, which, by the way, we do pregame for every single game, live on YouTube, about 30, 45 minutes before tip-off. The Mavs have got to get off to better starts. I mean, that Indiana game, it was 15-2 before anyone had even broken a sweat, you know, and that's going to doom you against good teams. And I think Indiana, despite the record, is a good team. The Bulls, I do not think are a good team. No disrespect or anything, but if you get off to a bad start against them, then that's going to be a real wasted opportunity, because then it means you are going to have to work late into the fourth quarter. And it really felt like Kyrie specifically gave Luka like 3 or 4 possessions to kind of feel his own rhythm. And it wasn't super working, and then Kyrie was like, "No, I'm just going to take over. I'm going to put this game away very, very early." To your point, he had 15 points in the first quarter. It was pick sixes for layups. It was he hit a 3 from the corner. I think he hit one from the top of the key. He was just making moves, making things happen. Another thing we said on the pregame show was the Bulls just don't have the stable of perimeter defenders that you need to defend Luka and Kyrie one-on-one. And so I said if Luka and or Kyrie can get it going early, then all of a sudden you're going to force the Bulls defense to react because they cannot consistently guard them one-on-one. You're going to force double teams. You're going to force ball pressure. And what happened? Kyrie had a huge first quarter. They start putting more pressure on Luka and Kyrie. Boom, all of a sudden now Klay gets some shots. Luka ends the game with 13 assists. And now this looked much more like the Mavs offense that we kind of expected to see coming into the season.
Shout out to all of y'all in the chat. I see you, AJ. I see you, Coop. I see you, Steve. I see all y'all in the chat. Make sure you're liking the video while you're here on the DLS Mavs postgame show. Mavericks used what was a 17-0 run to take a 22-9 lead. At one point, the Mavericks had made 8 straight shots in that first quarter. Bulls were able to make a run. They went on a 15-5 run to get within 3, but the Mavericks closed the last 45 seconds of that first quarter on a 5-0 run to lead 32-24 at the end of 1. Then they opened up the second quarter on a quick 5-0 burst, actually a quick 7-0 burst to eventually take what would be a 15-point lead at 39-24 with just under 10 minutes left in that period. It felt like it was a game of runs in that first half, but the Mavericks utilizing their ability to turn the Bulls over, but most importantly, they were the ones that it felt like were the aggressors in this game. And when we've seen the Mavericks play that way, setting the tone on the defensive end of the floor, they are the ones that play with the energy and the urgency. And when you mentioned against a shorthanded Chicago Bulls team, you had a chance to demoralize them early on, and it felt like the Mavericks were able to do that, utilizing that defense to be able to take advantage of a shorthanded Bulls team tonight.
The similarity between the Bulls and the Pacers is that they both play very fast-paced brands of basketball, and that can give the Mavs problems. Generally, the higher a team is pace, the more it annoys Dallas. They don't want to have to go this back and forth brand of basketball. But the difference, though, is the Pacers have an elite offense, and the Bulls are probably going to finish bottom 10, if not bottom 5 in offense. So they're getting a lot of possessions, but it's a lot of empty possessions. And that alone gives you a chance to win, right? You're going to have a lot of opportunities to touch the ball. You're going to have a lot of opportunities to score the ball. And the Mavs were able to score it really efficiently tonight, especially in the first half. The third quarter got a little weird because they were up 20, and then they bring in the fourth stringers in the fourth quarter. So their offensive rating for the game ended up not being very good, but they had a very, very good first half. And whenever you're scoring, it makes it easier to defend, because this team in the Bulls that wants to get out on the break, they want to get a 4-on-3 or a 5-on-4. They want to get you in space and score. They can't do that if you are scoring. So you're taking advantage of this poor defense. You're taking advantage of the poor offense. You're racking up points. You're making it easier to get stops. And then it's just this, it's the self-fulfilling thing, the cycle, the ball
the
rolling down the mountain.
Yeah.
It's all of the juggernaut is getting warmed up or whatever. Like it just, there is such a special relationship between offense and defense, and between defense and offense. And when the Mavs can get into this flow, I talk about this all the time. They're a very rhythm, chemistry, flow-based team. Whenever they're playing a game with not a lot of stoppages, whenever they're playing a game where they can score a lot, they're going to look unbelievable.
Yeah.
And that first few minutes of the second quarter and the first 4 or 5 minutes of the third quarter, they looked like the best team in the NBA. Because it was just steal, score, stop, score, steal, score, stop, score every single time down the floor. And no one can guard Kyrie, and no one can guard Luka. And they, the low light of the game was just really funny because it was this beautiful sequence of passing, and Luka nutmegged Josh Giddey, and then Najee Marshall missed a dunk on the break, and everybody was laughing. And it was like, oh, that doesn't even matter that he did something really silly because we're already up 50, and so they looked incredible. But that's because they dug in on defense, they forced some turnovers, and they made some shots.
And Jason Kidd always talks about this team, how their calling card has to be on the defensive end and making sure that when they are engaged and intense on that side of the floor, everything else comes as a result of it. You look at what happened in the first half. Luka Doncic had 17 points and 9 assists. It was a plus 27 in that first half. Luka, Kyrie, and Daniel Gafford combining for what will be 43 of the 56 first half points on what was 14 of 21 from the field. Big note for the Mavericks as well. 18 points off of 12 Bulls turnovers in that first half, and had 11 fast break points. Again, speaking to the defensive intensity that the Mavericks brought tonight. And when you're doing that, you can have a lot of fun. And then you saw in the third quarter, Luka Doncic had a steal, it felt like, on every single Bulls possession, had 4 steals in that third quarter. Again, turning defense into offense. And when you're able to play in transition and have that kind of fun, it leads to a blowout like this, Bobby. And you're wanting the Mavericks to play this kind of brand of basketball on both sides of the floor night in and night out, and you can get results. Again, I know Chicago was shorthanded, but at the same time, the way that you played and the style that you played is something that if you're a Mavericks fan, you loved, and how they got after it tonight against Chicago.
7 combined steals for Luka and Kyrie. Luka had 4, Kyrie had 3. Some of them, a couple of them were jumping passing lanes, but Luka in particular has become really adept at just dispossessing the ball. Like guys backing him down, he's going to poke it away. Guys facing him up, maybe trying to make a crossover, some sort of hezzy dribble to get Luka to bite. Luka's just reaching out. I mean, let's not forget, he's 6'7", 6'8". He's got a really long wingspan too. So if you're loose with the ball, especially if you're a big man, you're dribbling it way up here, Luka's going to get that ball. He's going to take it from you. You know, and Kyrie, I think, had two, like, steal layups in a row in the second quarter. Like, just really, you know, dispiriting, deflating stuff to a Bulls team. I mean, their backcourt in particular was going through it, dude. Ayo Dosunmu started 0 of 8 from 3, and it was like, buddy, just stop shooting, please.
He was horrendous from the three-point line.
Stop shooting. Kobe White started 0 of 6, finally made a layup, I think, like right before halftime, but you know, he finished 3 of 13. Ayo finished 2 of 13. And when the two guys, and Giddey is in there too, you know, he finished 3 for 9. But
my man's jump shot is broken, my guy.
Yeah, and
like,
the three of them combined for 11 turnovers and only 8 made shots. And so, like, you know, the difference, again, a big difference between this game and the Pacers game is that in the fourth quarter of the Pacers game, Mathurin and Halliburton and McConnell were taking turns working the Mavs backcourt. In this game, the Bulls defense tried to do it, and the Bulls guards tried to do it, and they couldn't. That's right. Luka and Kyrie were like, we're way too proud to let you guys cook us, and they just destroyed them. You know, and Luka plus 35 for the game, and he played 32 minutes. That's not too bad.
That's not bad. By the way, Chicago completely on brand on the defensive end. By the way, they were 26th in the NBA in terms of most points per game given up. They give up 119 points per game. Guess how many they gave up tonight? 119 points tonight against the Dallas Mavericks. So right on brand for the Chicago Bulls. By the way, the Bulls were 18% from 3 in the first half and just 39% overall from the field. It was a lot of fun, obviously. Let us know how you're feeling in the chat as well. I see the comments on Najee Marshall. He's a dog. He's obviously been starting to find his groove as well on this team. But it was just a lot of fun after what was a difficult night a couple of nights ago on Monday against the Indiana Pacers, where it was a game where the Mavericks had to find a way to come back. They were able to tie it midway through the fourth quarter, but the Pacers went on a big run to be able to win that game. It felt good for the Mavericks to really come out and just play loose, have fun, and just get after it and really be able to put it to the Chicago Bulls early on and often in this game. And those are the kinds of games that you want to have bounce back-wise when you're taking on a team like Chicago, a team that you should beat, not just with the talent that you have, but the way that if you bring your A game, you should have no problem with Chicago. And that's exactly what Dallas did tonight.
They had to take care of business.
Exactly.
Taking care of business is very, very important.
Oh, never mind.
It's not always the most fun thing to watch, although I got to say, for about 2.5 quarters, this game was a lot of fun to watch. But coming off the heels of a really annoying loss, where you lost 2 out of 3 in really annoying fashion.
Yeah.
And you got Phoenix coming up in a couple days. You got Denver coming up right after that. You know, Phoenix is 6-1, and they're up 3 with a minute to go in Miami, so they might become 7-1 pretty soon. The Nuggets are locked with the Thunder right now, so they might end up winning 5 of their last 6 or whatever it is. Like, this is like the ultimate trap game, you know? And so to emerge from a trap game with a 20-point win where it was a bunch of two-way players on the floor for the last 5-6 minutes of the game, it's awesome. It's great. You know, it's not the sexiest. It's not the most fun to talk about. But it was really good. It's just good. It's just gruel.
Gruel? Is that what did you just put that together?
No.
Cool and great?
You ever seen Mean Girls?
I have seen Mean Girls. Okay. You're doing a lot there.
I actually was going to say good and cool, and I kind of said ghoul, so I was like, man,
you just put it all together?
I'll just go all the way.
Okay.
Let's go all the way, baby.
Again, let us know how you're feeling in the chat. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to DLLS Sports here on YouTube. On the DLLS Mavs postgame show, Mavericks clobber the Chicago Bulls by 20, 119-99 to earn themselves a win. Their second win on this homestand, as Bobby mentioned. They'll be welcoming in the Dallas Mavericks, the Phoenix Suns, on Friday, so they have a day off tomorrow before they get back onto the floor on Friday to welcome in Kevin Durant and the hot Phoenix Suns. That should be a lot of fun. Of course, the Mavericks looking for revenge after the loss that they had in Phoenix just not that long ago. So we'll see how that plays itself out on Friday. But more to get to here on the DLLS Mavs postgame show. The turning point in this game. Plus later on, we'll have Tim Cato and Marc Stein live from the American Airlines Center. Their thoughts and perspective on Chicago falling to the Dallas Mavericks tonight in what was a terrific win for your Mavs. All that and more coming up next here on the DLS Mavs postgame show. But before we get there, let me talk to you about Z-Biotics. I have to tell you about this game-changing product that I use before a night out with drinks. It's called pre-alcohol. What is it? Z-Biotics pre-alcohol probiotic drink is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. It's this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for your rough next day. Pre-alcohol produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. So just remember to make Z-Biotics your first drink of the night. Drink responsibly, and you'll feel your best tomorrow. I'll always have probiotics before I go out in terms of having a night out before drinks. It makes me feel good the next day, able to go out and run those errands and take care of business. I kept hearing about pre-alcohol and wondered what it was like. Now that I've tried it, I definitely believe the hype, and with their GMO technology, they'll release different products that will help address toxic byproducts of modern living in the gut. So go to zbiotics.com/DLLSMavs to learn more and get 15% off your first order. And when you use DLLSMavs at checkout, Z-Biotics is back with a 100% money-back guarantee. So if you're unsatisfied for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. Check out zbiotics.com today.
Kevin, Tanner, get ready for the fall season ahead with quality shades built to last from our friends at Shady Rays. They have you covered with premium polarized shades that won't break the bank. They have hundreds of options to choose from, so you're bound to find the perfect pair to match your style. They probably even have a style in your favorite team's colors. Maybe that's blue and black and silver and kind of gray. Or maybe that's like the league jerseys, which are just kind of like white and silver with a little bit of black. Who knows? Just go to shadyrays.com and you'll find out. And if your shades ever go missing or take an unexpected hit, don't sweat it. They have the most insane protection in all of eyewear. Every pair is backed by lost or broken replacements. And if you don't love your shades, exchange for a new pair, returned worry-free within 30 days. There is no risk when you shop. Their team always has your back with personal and fast support. Exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the season. Head to shadyrays.com, use code DLLS for 35% off polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people.
The turning point in tonight's game between the Mavericks and the Chicago Bulls, as the Mavericks take out Chicago 119-99 to earn their second win on this homestand. Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, Daniel Gafford setting the tone in this game, in this win for the Mavericks to be able to win. As we look at some of the other statistics in this game, Klay Thompson had 13 points. We mentioned Daniel Gafford. He had 17.7 rebounds and 3 blocks. Kyrie Irving with 3 steals in this game. Luka Doncic with the big night, 27 points, 13 assists, 7 rebounds, and 4 steals, all 4 of which coming in what was a big third quarter. But Bobby, as we look at the Mavericks turning point of tonight's game, I mean, if you look at the first quarter, the Mavericks were able to use a big run and what was a 17-0 run to really get this game going. Kyrie Irving was the catalyst of that in what was a game of runs for Dallas tonight.
Yeah, anytime you have multiple 10-0 plus, how do you say that? Multiple 10-0 or better runs.
Yeah.
Say a 17-0 and a 13-0, I think, to start the second quarter. You know you're in pretty good shape. And again, this is a team that has started slowly in almost every single game this season. Really, the Orlando game, and I think even in that one, they were down like 14-8 or 15-8. They have not played from ahead at all, you know. And Dallas had an 18-9 lead in this game, and then it grew from there. And it was kind of, they were cruising down easy street like midway through the second quarter. And Kyrie had a lot to do with that, if not everything to do with that. He was scoring on cuts, spot up threes, catch and shoot threes, stare down threes where he kind of like, I don't know, he doesn't even jab step. He just kind of like measures the guy in the corner. You know, like he doesn't do anything. He's just triple threat. He looks at a guy who's usually like 6'7", and then he's like, all right, I'm just going to shoot now. Like there's nothing you can do. You step out too far, he's going to drive past you. You lean back too far, he's just going to shoot right over you. You don't do anything, you're going to end up on a highlight reel nonetheless. He turned it on early. You know, we're used to seeing Kyrie do that in the second half. But again, he has this sixth sense that we keep talking about. He just knows like what the game needs. You know, and this team really needed a good start, and he was there to provide it.
He was. Shout out to Ben in the chat. He says it's time for a victory McChicken before he goes home for the evening from the AAC. So shout out to you, Ben, in the chat. Yeah, I don't know if a McChicken, is that your go-to meal after a Mavs victory?
I'm not going to do any free advertisement.
Let us know what your go-to meal is after a Mavericks win tonight. But yeah, it was a game of runs for Dallas. We mentioned the 17-0 run that they had in the first quarter. The other run that they had was a 13-0 run at the beginning of the third quarter. That increased the lead to 17 at 69 to 45. To 24, I should say, at 69 to 45 after a Klay Thompson three-pointer as they went up by 24 with just under 9 minutes left in that third quarter. Again, in that third period, forcing 8 Bulls turnovers. Luka had a big night stealing the basketball as well. Mavericks had 3 quarters tonight of at least 31 points, 2 32-point quarters and a 31-point quarter in the last one of tonight's game. So again, when you're looking at a game like this where the Mavericks are not only dominating on the defensive end, but they're getting some easy buckets as well. One of the things that I like, especially in the first half, Bobby, was the two-man game between Luka Doncic and Daniel Gafford really got going. Luka Doncic had a really nice underhand pass to Daniel Gafford for a dunk. He had a couple of lob passes for him to a dunk as well. And one of the things that I've wanted to see more and more as the Mavericks have gone on through the early portion of this year, starting to play a little bit more above the rim. And you saw some of that again tonight. The two-man game, whether it was Luka and Gafford, Kyrie and Gafford, they were able to get that going quite a bit and taking advantage of the lack of size in the middle for the Chicago Bulls tonight. I thought that was really important for them in this game.
It's all about personnel. Most teams this season have tried really, really, really hard to take away the lob from the Mavs. They saw the highlights. Gafford, Lively. This became Lob City.
Yeah.
Chicago just doesn't have the personnel to do that. Their backcourt is really small. Their small forward is usually pretty small. Their power forward, Pat Williams, is like 6'8", but he's not that thick or strong or anything. And their center is Vooch. And off the bench, they bring in Jalen Smith, who is more like a maxi type on offense. And on defense, he's more of a power forward. He's more of like a PJ Washington type. And so the Bulls just don't have a lot of effective size. Vooch is 6'10" or 6'11", but he's not the springiest guy. And so he's not the fleetest of foot. Really early in the game, I think the Mavs' first made shot was a Luka Gafford pick and roll where Vooch came out to the level, tried to retreat the way that like Miles Turner, for example, did for the Pacers all game last game, but he just wasn't quick enough. Gafford won the foot race to the rim, and it was an easy lob dunk. And, that immediately from the very first made shot of the game, the Bulls knew we can't defend like this. We have to do something else. And so, that something else usually is put more ball pressure, on Luka in particular to get the ball out of his hands and make him a passer. Well, that's what the Mavs want. Luka wants to pass. The Mavs want to play 4-on-3. The Mavs want to play 3-on-2. Then everybody gets going, and then again, you're scoring and it's easier to defend whenever you score. So then, you're defending in the half court as opposed to in transition. You're forcing turnovers, you're getting out and running, and then everybody's dunking except for Najee Marshall. And so it just becomes this tidal wave,
That was a pretty funny moment in that game as well. Najee Marshall goes up for a dunk. I don't know why I don't know if he thought about trying to pass it at the very end, and all of a sudden the ball's out of his hands. The teammates are laughing at him as he's going back to the bench. Shout out to y'all in the chat with y'all favorite post-game meals. Is that GM Ben? What does he got? He says his is victory. Is that victory taquitos that are his favorite? Oh, from Whataburger.
Those breakfast lines are something fierce.
Yeah, especially as you get deeper into the night. I see McNuggets from our guy Jacob. He can't resist the nugs apparently when it comes to his post game.
Not a free advertising.
I'm just saying. Well, you gotta get there at some point. Honey barbecue. What is that? Honey barbecue. What? Oh, honey barbecue. Okay. All right. Y'all keep
HBBQCS.
What is that?
Honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich.
Oh, you just put I was like, you put initials to that?
Yeah.
You got bennies. You got all kinds of stuff. I don't know.
That's what I do.
That's what you do. You shorten things to make it sound much cooler. Oscar, where's the bluey shirt, Kevin? On work nights, you got to come correct because I might go to the game, and if I show up to the game with a bluey shirt on, they'll be like, Kevin, why are you wearing a bluey shirt? I'm like, I'm a bluey super fan, but I probably shouldn't show because I'm trying to look professional. On game nights, I try to keep it a little more professional. But you'll get a bluey just for you, Oscar, tomorrow on our show tomorrow. I got a bluey shirt just for you tomorrow.
When the Bulls are in town, Kevin puts on his game face.
Yeah, I'm saying I got to come correct for the people, but I got you, Oscar, tomorrow. So if you tune in tomorrow, you'll see which bluey shirt I'll be wearing tomorrow. But I appreciate you looking out, just like the Mavericks are looking out for us. We root for this show and we root for this company, and it's always good when the Mavericks get a win like they did tonight, 119-99. What else stood out? Oh yeah, go ahead.
Can I pick a nit?
Pick a nit.
all right, we're reveling in the glory of victory right now.
Of course, as we should.
Who am I to say after a 20-point win where they led by as many as 30-something?
Clearly you are.
And it was incredible and it was awesome. And the Mavs are obviously never going to lose another game. There was something that I found a little disturbing.
Oh,
Kevin.
no.
So coming into the game, no PJ Washington, no Derek Lively.
That's right.
Still no Maxey, still no Dante Exum. Well, that's a lot of players that are in your 8 or 9 man rotation. And so
and Gavin, by the way, took a hit to the leg as well for a while. He had to leave the game, and then he eventually came back
and that
in
was
the game.
annoying. And then Dwight got hit in the face so hard that it bruised. So that's
I mean, it's
kind of par for the
it's a
course,
regular
but
season game.
yeah,
Dwight
but still.
Powell getting hit in the face. I mean, come on.
So you're missing 4 of your top 8 or 9 guys, and those are 4 of probably your top 5 best
or 6
defenders,
guys?
maybe.
Exactly.
You know,
yes.
And so Najee Marshall is elevated to the starting lineup, and so in the first quarter of an NBA game, meaningful NBA game, the Mavs have Kyrie out there, and then it's Dinwiddie, Grimes, it's Omax, and it's Dwight Powell. Now, all 4 of those guys, with the exception of maybe Grimes, but at this point, probably Grimes, all 4 of those guys are third string or lower at their own position, you know, and hopefully we don't. I saw somebody ask in the chat earlier, what's the deal with PJ and Lively? We'll ask Tim, we'll ask Marc whenever they come on here in a few minutes if they've heard anything, but hopefully those injuries are not going to linger much longer because, again, they play Phoenix in a couple days, and then right after that they play Denver, and those are 2 pretty good teams. And Tim. Well, let me finish. Tim is here. We're getting his mic checked and everything. We're getting him camera prepped.
He'll be with us here on the other side of this break coming up.
Yeah, but I don't want a lineup with 4 third stringers or 4th stringers playing against Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal and Devin Booker. I don't want to do it. I don't want to see it. It's really. I mean. It's really unfortunate. It's as Tim is in the chat, just blowing us up. No, Tim, you're
Hold
still.
on,
I
Tim,
hear you're
damn it.
still
Just
getting.
wait just a second.
Sound check is happening. It's like it's unfortunate reality of the situation. Guys are out, so you're going to be a little shorthanded. But like, those were rough minutes, dude. I think the Bulls, whenever that lineup was on the floor, the Bulls went on like a 9-1 run or something. And then the same thing happened in the second quarter. It's like that just is – it's going to be tough. It's going to be really, really tough. Kids staggered the lineup a little differently in the second half to try and mitigate that and sort of limit the minutes that lineup was on the floor. But, I mean, dude, there's no other way to say it. Like, the longer those guys are out, the worse it is for the team.
Yeah, and the solace that you can take from it a little bit, and I see AJ in terms of the point is that – you know, for some of these guys, getting that experience is going to be valuable, hopefully down the stretch for them so they get more comfortable in these situations. But you're right. When you're missing Lively, when you're missing, you know, PJ Washington, when you're missing Exum, when you're missing Kleba, these are guys that are going to be important for you, obviously, in your starting lineup and on coming off the bench in terms of Lively as the rest of the season goes on. But for these other guys, valuable experience and minutes and time on the floor to be able to work and improve and get better. Hopefully you won't have to use them a lot as the season goes on. But nonetheless, in a game like this against a team like Chicago, you're able to get some of that experience. But you didn't have to use them a lot because your starters were able to get it done for the most part in this game. But definitely with Phoenix coming up, with Denver coming up, yeah, you need your bodies on the floor as healthy as you can be with PJ Washington and Derek Lively II, hopefully coming back rather sooner than later.
Bench was 0 for 9 in the first half.
Yeah.
Now, Hardy did have a really good fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
To me, Jaden Hardy is a better player than Spencer Dinwiddie, in my opinion, and so I would like to see him get the minutes. However, you know, if it's Kyrie and then only room for one other guard, I could understand why Kidd would want to go with Dinwiddie because he is the more proven kind of steady playmaker, if that's what you're looking for, especially if Clay's out there. Like, you kind of need someone to set the table for him. But if it's Kyrie and Najee, give me Hardy.
Yeah.
You know, but hey, I'm not the coach. I'm just some guy on the internet. Also, Phoenix did beat Miami. Suns are now 7-1, dude.
Okay.
7-1.
So that'll be interesting with Phoenix coming into the building on Friday night, continuing to play well at the top of the Western Conference, along with Oklahoma City, who's off to an incredible start as well. Coming up next here on the DLLS Mavs postgame show, Tim Cato. We will free him out of the chat. He will be joining us here live from the American Airlines Center, and a little bit later on in our show, our national NBA insider Marc Stein from the AAC as well. His thoughts and perspective on this game as the Mavericks clobber the Bulls 119-99. All that and more coming up next here on the DLLS Mavs postgame show. But let me talk to you about Game Time. I love going to concerts. I love going to sporting events. In fact, I'm going to WrestleMania this upcoming April in Las Vegas, April 19th and 20th. Cannot wait to go there, and I was able to use Game Time to be able to get it done. Game Time is a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting your tickets for your favorite live events even easier. When I was looking for my tickets, I was able to use some fantastic features on Game Time, including what was the super deal seat views before I bought the seat, so I could see exactly where I was going to be sitting, so I know that I have a great view when I see John Cena potentially win his 17th World Championship in Las Vegas.
17th?
Yeah, exactly. He's looking to break the record for Ric Flair, so I'm definitely going to be there. I couldn't miss it coming up in Vegas. So again, with Game Time, you get seat views, get a panoramic view from your seat in the app before you buy, lowest price guarantee, or Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. So make sure you take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code DLLS for 20% off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code DLLS for 20% off. Download Game Time today. Bobby, what time is it?
Game time. Boo. Now, with Empire Today, Kevin, you get shop at home convenience, the right product for your needs, quick and professional installation, and a low price guarantee. Y'all know the deal by now. We want to shop for floors where we use our floors. I like wearing basketball shorts around the house. I don't want to get dressed up to go to a box store to get ripped off by some rando, all right? I want to be comfortable while I shop for my floors. And using Empire Today's virtual floor designer, it's a great way to see how new floors will look in any space. It's easy to snap a picture and instantly see how new floors will look in your room with your decor, with your lighting, from the comfort of your own home. Schedule a free in-home estimate today. All listeners can receive a $350 off discount when they use the promo code DLLS. Restrictions apply. Again, see empiretoday.com/DLLS and use promo code DLLS to save yourself some cash.
Mavericks win 119-99 over the Chicago Bulls for their second win on this homestand. Let's go out to the American Airlines Center, where we welcome in our Mavericks beat writer. You can find him on X at Tim_Cato. He is Tim Cato. Tim, what's going on?
I'm here at the AAC in the DLLS post-game studio, and I'm here to talk basketball with you guys.
What's the floor like over there, Tim?
What do you guys want to know about? It's more like a peasant's floor. You know, this is not an advanced civilization.
Terrible.
Yeah,
Terrible.
yeah, more of a fiefdom, like fiefdom today.
How embarrassing!
Oh wow!
How embarrassing!
Wow!
You know,
How
agrarian society today. It's definitely not an empire today.
Mavericks get their fifth win of the season to move to 5-3 in their first 8 games. A dominant first quarter from Kyrie Irving. Mavericks using a 17-0 run to establish a lead. They were able to use a couple of big runs in this game. Big picture, what stood out for you in terms of your observations for the Mavericks being able to win this game against Chicago?
It was a good professional win by the Dallas Mavericks over a team that did not provide an NBA-level performance, in my humble opinion. I like some players on Chicago, but that was not a very good effort. But you can only play who you are up against, and Dallas was up against this team, and quite frankly, from a very early, honestly, really from the moment after that all-bench plus Kyrie lineup that Bobby just mentioned got off the floor, Dallas knew they were going to win the game, and they were having a lot of fun with it. That's why you have a moment. Where are you going, Marc Stein? Marc Stein's walking
Is he
away.
fleeing the
Probably
scene?
Set up in his own studio. Yeah.
Oh my God!
Yeah. He was in the studio, and then he just walked away. So he's going to his own studio.
Wow.
But
Wow.
yeah, Dallas did what they needed to do, and I thought that. Look, I think it stands out when a team has fun in the middle of a game. I think that's important. I think that's what good teams do. Like I'm being 100% serious right now. When a team knows they're good enough, knows they're going to win a game, and knows that they're just out-talenting their opponents, that is the mark of a good team. And that's when stuff like Najee Marshall, having his disaster of 1 minute that I think you guys already talked about a little bit, but, missing a dunk and everybody's just throwing lob dunks to each other, and, Najee's passing out to a corner shooter that isn't there. But that energy is infectious, and I think it does come from, a team that understands that it is just better, and that's an important quality for any good team to have. I also thought that the passing was way better, and it all started with Luka. It started with Luka from the very jump. It's no surprise to me that 13 assists, that he had 13 assists tonight, that the offenses looked far better in the 2 games that he cracked double-digit assists. Some of that is the defenses that they're playing against. Some of that is the way that they're playing defense against him. I do understand that. I think we all understand that. But it's really important for Luka to pass. It's really important for him to tally up assists. I do think that's when Dallas looks its best consistently, is when he's able to be the guy who's passing in 2 points, passing 4 points for this team. And that was just so evident the entire night.
Mavericks had 28 points off of 23 Chicago Bulls turnovers. As you mentioned, the Mavericks had 33 assists as a team tonight. I'm sure Luka, once he talks post-game, will want to be asked about his 4 steals that he had in the third quarter, because he's always wants us to talk about
tonight. It appears so.
We'll say it again.
It appears he's not going to speak tonight. We didn't get him early on, so
okay.
I think he might get the media night off, which is weird because I also thought that he might insist on it because of those 4 steals.
That's right, because usually when he has a big steals night, he wants us to talk about his defense, which was a big part of this game as well. When the Mavericks are playing like this, Tim, especially on the defensive end, turning defense into offense, it makes it that much more fun to watch this team play, and they really took advantage of a team in Chicago who, again, was shorthanded but also was very turnover-prone tonight in the game against Dallas.
Yeah, when I say Chicago didn't put forward a NBA level performance, that's really what I'm talking about. The transition defense was, it is inconceivable to me that a team can allow an opponent to have like 5 or 6 different one-man solo fast breaks where it's literally just the guy with the ball going straight to the other hoop. And some of them came off turnovers, like risky passes, from wing to wing that were just tipped out. But some of them were just straight up leak outs too. And that made the game very easy for Dallas. It made it very obvious that Dallas was going to win. But Dallas also took advantage of it. So that was a good performance by them. And yeah, almost just said Rick Carlisle. Jason Kidd did speak. We saw Rick last game, so I'm a little bit thrown back into old habits. But Jason Kidd did speak. I can talk a little bit about the one thing that kind of stood out from that presser, if you guys want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he talked. The most interesting thing he said was that this is the first time he felt like the offense had a rhythm and a flow to it, and had it for really the entire game. But he really emphasized the passing, the passing that was there from the first quarter. If I had to read between the lines, I think he might have been referring a little bit to Luka, and Luka being much more willing to give it up and get it back. And I mean, Luka scored on to use a Bobby Karalla term, on a 45 cut. He scored making an off-ball cut right down the middle of the lane, finished with a layup. Luka was just much more willing to not be the ISO player at all times, and I thought that the offense just overall benefited from that. Like, really was rewarded from Luka, getting the ball, passing the ball, getting the ball back, running through various actions. Jason Kidd also mentioned that they made a point to get Klay Thompson touches early. He said that the media had been asking about it, and so he felt like it was a really good idea. Yeah. I think this one might actually stem from questions he was being asked, but yeah, he said the media had been asking about it, so it was an important thing, and I had asked the question, so I followed up by saying yes, the media is very smart, so you should listen to us, and he agreed with me, I think.
Oh, well, there you go. Jason Kidd, tune in to DLLS Mavs podcast. Tim, to your point about passing tonight, the Mavs assisted on 73.3% of their made field goals. That is by far their highest mark in a game this season. They had not previously gotten above 64.3, and also it's higher than all but 5 of their games last year. So the ball really was moving effectively and productively. Tim, against Orlando, 84.2 defensive rating. Tonight against Chicago, 92.5 defensive rating. Those are like, you're going to be the best defense of all time kind of numbers. In the middle, unfortunately, there was a game against the Pacers, 126.4 defensive rating, which is like you're going to get relegated to the G League pretty soon. I'm sure the truth is somewhere in the middle, but where, like, the Mavs now, believe it or not, are the 3rd ranked defense in the NBA by defensive rating.
Are you serious after tonight's game?
Yeah. Yes.
Wow.
They had a 101 defensive rating against Utah, 103.8 defensive rating against the Spurs. So they are beating the brakes off of bad teams, which is good. That's what you want. But where in the middle is that truth?
And just for context, it's very normal for offensive rating, defensive ratings to be the best or the worst in the league and league history for an individual sample size. Like, it's always going to skew high.
Well, yeah, I'm just having some fun.
Somewhere in the middle.
I'm giving an example, like a frame of reference, you know.
Right. But this is actually kind of building to my point. I think Dallas has had a lot of their best games early on because of opponent than necessarily what they're doing. I mean, you know, Derek Lively wasn't out there today, and they still held Chicago to, you know, the score that they did, the rating that they did. I think that this team has shown some promising signs that I don't think whatever worst case scenario or like the, you know, the bottom third scenarios for what we thought this defense could be going into the year. I think they have proven enough that they're not going to be that. And this is not a team that is going to be a below average defense, that they at least have set their floor at 15th, let's say.
And that's good.
I think that's really
fine.
Yeah, that's a really good thing. I don't think that they've played enough teams that have competent offenses to really believe for sure where they're going to fall in the top 15. It could be 15th. Just because they're 3rd right now, look at the teams they've played. That's just pure small sample size theater. But they could be better. I think that, you know, once they actually start playing these teams, and if they continue succeeding in the ways that they have against bad teams, I think that would be a fantastic thing for them to do as a basketball team. I think being good at basketball when you're a basketball team is usually a plus. And so it's a little bit too early to say. I think that's my takeaway. But if you had to guess, like, we're in the top 15, do you think we have enough info to have a sense of where this team's going to be?
I think it's still a little early, but we're 8 games in at this point. So once we get to the 20, 25 game mark, I feel like I have a better sense. And, you know, Jason Kidd likes to use the Christmas line of demarcation when it comes to this team and how we know them both offensively and defensively. I think once we get to around that time, we have a better sense of what this team will be, especially when they start playing some better teams as well. As we mentioned, playing Phoenix, playing Denver, once they play Oklahoma City, once they play some of these better teams, we can hopefully get a better idea of what they're going to be throughout the course of the rest of the regular season on that side of the floor. I want to go back to one thing you guys mentioned, because, Bobby, you had mentioned it when it happened, the 45 cut and the cut that Luka Doncic made to the basket to get the easy bucket there. We've talked a little bit about on this show the idea of Luka Doncic playing a little more off ball, showing some of that movement and how much more pressure he can put on defenses when he does do that. It was good to see that particular kind of movement from him as he continues to get his legs under him. That's one thing that I hope that can be incorporated. Not to say that it's going to be a hallmark of his game, but more elements like that from time to time, I think is really good for different dynamic elements of this offense to have more wrinkles for defense to have to account for. And Luka Doncic and some of his off-ball movement can be hopefully a part of some of that for the Mavericks going forward here.
If Luka wants it to be, it would be great if he did. It would be awesome. That's kind of on Luka. You know, like you don't necessarily scheme off-door cuts into an offense. That's something that players have to choose to do of their own volition. And I think Bobby joked about this, but it probably has been like 3 years since Luka has scored on. It probably happens a couple times this season, but It is going to be up to Luka, and he doesn't have to do it, quite frankly. Like, yes, it'd be great for the offense to, if you engaged a little bit more in that way, but the most important way he can engage is on the ball, like objectively so. So I am all for it happening more because it is good, pretty basketball. A friend of mine was at the game tonight, and he texted me after the first quarter, before the bench lineup came in, that Dallas was looking like a straight to DVD version of the the Beautiful Game Spurs. And that first quarter was really beautiful. There was a lot of touch passing, a lot of quick, smart stuff all around. They were, like the ball was just whizzing, and that was fun to watch. We like watching that version of basketball. So that's not who Dallas is going to be in every game against every matchup. That's not who Luka's going to be in every matchup against every opponent. But it's fun to watch it when they play like that, and I would happily embrace more of that going forward for this team.
I would like to push back a little bit on that. The Mavs went to the finals last year. Calling them straight to DVD anything is extremely disrespectful. So whoever your friend is that texts you that, block their number immediately.
He's a local journalist, and he is a Rockets fan. So
okay, yeah, 2 more reasons to block their number immediately. Jesus,
local journalism.
Have some respect. By the way, the Nuggets beat the Thunder.
We do not support Rockets fans. I can get on. Look, I'm a non-biased journalist. I don't care what fan you are, but I do care if you're a Rockets fan. You shouldn't be that.
The Nuggets beat the Thunder. They've now won 5 of their last 6. So the Mavs, next to opponents, have combined to win 11 of their last 13 games. Everything is fine. I'm not even worried.
We're never worried when our guy Tim Cato joins us here on the show. Tim, as always, we appreciate your insights. My guy, looking forward to doing a show with you in studio tomorrow at 1 o'clock here for the DLS Mavs podcast. So we'll talk to you then.
Yeah, I'm going to Denver this weekend. But Bobby, do you need me to go up there right now and like do something to the team?
What?
Like get them out of this winning streak?
Do you need Tim to go to Denver?
Oh yeah,
should I be
go
on
get in their head. Just go do something weird.
Okay,
just knock them off kilter.
Yeah. All right, guys.
See you later, Tim. We'll see you tomorrow. There is our guy, our Mavericks beat writer, Tim Cato. You can find him on X at Tim_Cato. He'll be back in with us in studio tomorrow when we have our show at 1 o'clock. Let's take our final break here on the DLS Mavs post-game show. When we come back, we'll have Marc Stein, our national NBA insider, join us live from the American Airlines Center. His thoughts and perspective on how the Mavericks were able to take out Chicago tonight at the AAC. All that and more coming up next year on the DLS Mavs post-game show.
But first, let me tell you a little more about what we do here at DLLS Sports. If this is your first time watching, hey, welcome. If it's your second time watching, hey, welcome back. And if it's your third plus, then you're probably a diehard. And if you are not a diehard but want to be one, here's what you can do. Go to alldlls.com/diehard, where you can sign up to support what we're doing here at this great company and also benefit a little from it yourself. You get a free shirt when you sign up. It's less than $7 a month. You also get access to our entire website, including all the written features, columns, opinions, analysis, breakdowns, including some video breakdowns of all 4 main pro sports teams here in town. And we got more content coming your way whenever the Wings and FC Dallas start up in the spring. And we also cover some college sports too. It's a great website. I highly recommend it. When you become a diehard, you also gain access to the diehard Discord. Easy for you to say, Kevin.
I didn't say it. You did.
Lounge, where you can hang out with us on the internet even more than you already do. You can also hang out with other diehards as well. Talk about music, food, TV. Talk about sports that aren't the ones we cover here, or talk about sports that are the ones we cover here. I dropped some videos in the Mavs chat tonight. Tim was dropping notes in there as well. We were chatting with some diehards while the game was still interesting, and then once it became a laugher, we were all just having a great old time. You also get a discount on future merch purchases. You get a discount on events. You get a discount on all sorts of stuff. You get a physical diehard card in the mail. Everybody goes and tells their friends after talking to you that you've gotten so much more interesting all of a sudden. Like, what happened? Oh my God, Blake was like kind of like weird, but now he's sort of cool all of a sudden.
Because he's a diehard
everybody's like,
now.
wow, Jonathan is like way more attractive now than he used to be. Like, I don't know, something changed within him. Like, I can just feel it. Like, the vibe is different. So these are testimonials. These are true stories. It's not just made up anecdotes. So you should become a diehard right now. Again, alldlls.com/diehard. Support what we do here at the channel and also support what you're doing in your life.
Let's go back to the American Airlines Center and welcome in our national NBA insider. You can find him on X at the Stein. He is our guy, Marc Stein. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to DLL Sports here on YouTube. I see over 130 of you watching the live show right now. I need 130 likes as well so we can beat the algorithm right now. Marc Stein joining us from the AAC after the Mavericks destroy the Chicago Bulls, Marc, a shorthanded Chicago Bulls team, but it was the Mavericks defense that got them started and carried the day for them against Chicago tonight.
Yeah, look, they needed this kind of performance with some injuries, bad injury news. So to have a route to, there was a fair bit of trepidation about this game because the Bulls play such a faster pace this season than they did last season. With DeMar DeRozan, they certainly had an elite closer and someone who you can build an offense around, obviously, but they played at a much more deliberate pace. And the Bulls were very aware how successful Indiana was and how successful Indiana's been hurting the Mavs with speed. So I think the Mavericks, there was definite wariness, I would say, about having to see Chicago tonight, knowing it would be a very up-tempo game. You had to scratch P.J. Washington and Derek Lively. And let's face it, 5-out centers have flourished against the Mavs already in this young season. We saw it with Nurkic. We saw it with Şengün. And we saw more than Bobby Carell-Strader could handle against Indiana with Miles Turner. Vucevic has been playing lights out this season. So I think when you think about all those factors, there was some concern here for Dallas coming into this. But, they started well, which not something we've said often this season, and gave themselves a comfortable night and now give themselves a chance to finish this homestand with at least a positive record, but they're going to have to beat a very hot Phoenix team to do it, with Denver stunning the Thunder tonight in Denver. I would love for someone to explain to me why the Thunder are in Denver again so early, but what a win for the Nuggets and our colleagues at DNVR, for a team with no Aaron Gordon and no Murray to get a turn back the clock game from Russell Westbrook and deal OKC its first loss of the season. So do we have to say that the Phoenix Suns are now, well, maybe the Warriors would have something to say about that going to Boston and winning tonight. But the Suns have been hot, and the Suns, after all their fourth quarter woes last season, have been finishing games really well. So can the Mavs beat Phoenix to salvage a 500 record on this homestand? We're going to find out.
Yeah, Marc, I was really nervous going into this game on the pregame show, just going down the list of injuries, and then obviously to your note about the pace. The faster pace you play, generally the Mavs are just not super interested in matching that tempo. But they were able to do that tonight, and it was great, and you get a much needed feel good win. But these absences, P.J. Washington, Derek Lively, what do you know about them? Are these guys going to play against Phoenix? I sure would like that.
We would both love that.
Will I be in a good mood on Friday, or am I going to be bumming?
Look, there is nothing definitive post-game, but I have to say that, the rumbles, the whispers that I heard were more on the pessimistic side than not.
I don't like that.
Friday might be too soon of a turnaround for either one of those guys. I mean, look, we're talking about a shoulder injury with Lively and a knee injury with PJ. Is that, you're not rushing guys back in early November, I think. And again, we've done nothing in this early season but talk about injuries, not just in Dallas, everywhere. I mean, it has just been just too many injuries everywhere you look around the league. So I think if you're the Mavericks, you're going to err on the side of caution. So again, nothing definitive. Nobody has said they're for sure in or out, but just reading the tea leaves, trying to evaluate the signals, it would not surprise me if we see neither Friday night when Phoenix is here. But I think we'll get a clearer picture tomorrow.
Well, that's the worst news I've ever heard in my life.
Your ability to paint everything as an extreme in your life. If the map half as consistent as you saying it is the greatest day / worst day of your life, if the Mavs are not consistent,
that would be the greatest day of my life.
You could lock them in for 55 wins. Everything is an extreme in Bobby Carella-Strader's life.
Hey, that's how I live. If you're not up to the challenge, then jump off the train. But the thing is, though, Mark, like, so they played Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They played 5 games in 8 days, and all of a sudden now Lively and PJ are hurt. Like, I know that you have to build in a bunch of time for the Vegas portion of the in-season tournament. I know All-Star break is like a thing that the league is just hell-bent on continuing to force happen. But like, they came out and said like the players weren't happy with the game, and I'm like, well, buddy, who played in the game? Like, wasn't it you? Like, but if they're gonna force the All-Star break to be a week and a half long, and if they're gonna force this break in early December to be a week long or whatever it is, then you got to squeeze all these games in early in the season. And so, like, I think 5 out of 8. Whenever you're playing your 3rd through 8th games of the year or whatever it is, like, that's really demanding on guys. And so, as much as the injuries suck, I can't help but think like they're just playing a lot of games right out of the gate for almost no reason.
I was trying to remember tonight, and I mean, maybe you have a good way to look this up. A 5-game homestand this early in the season. I was trying to remember the last time we saw that, and because my memory now sucks, I could not.
I don't think ever. Usually they have a really long homestand, like in February or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I could not remember one in November, but I mean, it's a jam-packed schedule. It's been a funky schedule, especially because, the NBA the last couple of elections has decided to have no games to keep the focus on voting. So it's like 15 games Monday, no games yesterday. I mean, I'm sure we were in double digits games looking at the league schedule. But, I mean, like I said, injuries are so rampant already that, like, the Mavs are going to get no sympathy if they have to play shorthanded against Phoenix. I mean, Phoenix didn't have Beal. Beal was just, and who was they had another scratch, didn't they? I mean, didn't they have multiple?
Grayson Allen, but he's back now.
Yeah. So it's going to be a tall order if they have to deal with the Suns without, 2 of your ace defenders. I mean, the Mavs, we know, are not overflowing with top individual defenders. But, the job tonight was done. This was a game is it too early to say? I mean, it's laughable to say must win in early November, but the way this homestand has unfolded, I was actually kind of thinking this is a must-win game. Like, they got to win tonight. They forced a lot of turnovers. They won comfortably. It was interesting. Billy Donovan, after the game, what he was upset about, beyond his team committing the 23 turnovers, the messaging he gave his team at shoot-around was, yes, the Mavericks are a high IQ team, but they also gamble a lot on defense. And so he was upset that his players fell victim to that. But, I mean, this night went about as well as the Mavs could hope. And, they now have a very short turnaround. But, we had the 8:45 tip-off Monday night, 6:30 early tip-off Friday when the Suns are here, when Bobby's Suns are here.
Right, it's your Suns.
Quick. That was a joke. Everybody who watches the show knows you're a Bucks fan. Stop. I mean,
That's right. That's right.
They have my heart. Yeah.
I want to go back to
1-6, by the way.
I want to go back to something real quick. We mentioned the injuries with Lively and Washington. Washington was ruled out yesterday before tonight's game. And it's obviously you was concerned that you find out the injury report on a Tuesday that you're going to be out for the next game on Wednesday. Do we have any idea of when he hurt his knee, or is this something that's been lingering that it finally just came to a head that he just could not simply play on it? Like, what are we looking at here as far as how we got to this point with him?
I mean, there was a point in Monday's game where you could see him laboring on the leg, but basically the messaging that we've gotten from the Mavs is day to day. I mean, that was Jason Kidd's description pregame, but like I said, just in my checking around on it, my sense was that Friday was going to be too quick a turnaround for both of them. But I mean, look, the thing you also got to remember with this stuff, it's very fluid and it can change fast. So, I mean, Lively was initially listed as questionable for today, which I thought was like, wow, that's kind of a quick rebound, and then downgraded to doubtful and ruled out. And I do think again that caution is going to prevail here because we've just seen. I mean, this is not just a Mavs thing. There's just been too many dang injuries already all over the map.
Well, Marc, as always, we appreciate your time and your perspective. Mavericks get it done tonight by 21-19 to 99. You can always dial up the Stein line at the Stein line on Twitter or X, whatever the hell we call it these days. Marc, we appreciate you. Look good. The jacket looks good. Folks are complimenting the jacket in the chat, so you look good once again. So you coming with your A game.
What else is in the chat? I always like I like hearing. I even asked on Twitter before I come on, what should we discuss tonight? Like, it's just I like to know what's happening in the chat. I feel it feels incomplete when I'm in this antiseptic room where visiting press conferences are held and I cannot dial into the chat. I feel like I'm missing out.
Concerned for PJ and Lively. A lot of claims of immortality because the Mavs they did what they needed to do. A lot of people just vibing, hanging out. Ben and Ardell are in here having a great time. We got a lot of familiar faces hanging with us tonight.
Ardell is not missing a bit of chat this season, I don't think.
Ardell is a diehard.
Yeah, he's been an MVP with the super chats too. So we shout out to our guy Ardell and other guys that are in the chat as well. We've had a lot of good time. But yeah, the vibes are generally pretty good. But again, it's just a concern about you're playing Phoenix, you're playing Denver. You've got some good teams that are coming up, and you want to be able to finish off this homestand well. And I think for a lot of fans, they're looking at, hey, can we find a way to potentially beat Phoenix? But more so, when can these guys get back so they can continue moving forward for the rest of the season?
Did anybody talk about? Taylor Horton Tucker, the Mavs looked at him when they were in the market for a guard. They went with Dinwiddie, but I reported this a couple of months ago when it happened. Taylor Horton Tucker was one of the finalists on the Mavs list along with Dennis Smith Jr.
It's Bobby's guy.
Any chat commentary on that?
No chat commentary on THT yet, but I will supplement your news with a little bit of analysis. I think Dinwiddie is a better player than Taylor Horton Tucker. I still would have liked to see maybe Dennis just on this, just for feels,
vibes,
just for funsies, just for member berries and all that stuff and good times. But
any chat commentary about who was more interesting from the AAC, Cato or me?
Well, Tim did say that you were fleeing the scene during his interview. So I got to say.
I have to say, these post games are more challenging than you guys think. Not only are Cato and I we're very concerned about getting set up on time. There were multiple Bulls people I wanted to see post game. I missed them. I'm a little sad about that.
Uh-huh.
I wanted to see Vucevic after the game. I did not. I want Buzelis. I'm a Buzelis fan. I wanted to see him. Chris Haynes and we had him on our podcast shortly after the draft. So I really wanted, we saw his best game as a young pro, and he was wearing metallic Reeboks that I love metallic shoes. That's kind of a weird thing that you guys probably didn't know.
Tanner's like, what the hell is Stein talking about? the Tanner shaking his head like, what? What is happening?
And Buzelis's Reebok's first signing is they've made this return to basketball shoes. First NBA signing. I think Angel Reese is their women's signature star, but Buzelis on the NBA side. So he had a very, like I said, I was drawn to his metallic Reeboks, and I wanted to get the backstory on that, but I did not. So
Well, let's go get you a pair of those right now. How about that?
Ending to this segment. My bad.
No, you're good. You're good. We'll let you go get you a pair of those.
It's a good tidbit. You like
metallic shoes.
I mean, look, I think Clay's Antas have been. There's a lot of metallic in those shoes. I'm intrigued.
By the way, you'll be getting a text from Tanner after the show is over with about your commentary on those kinds of shoes. We'll let you get to that text. You can always dial up the Stein line at the Stein line on X. Mark, appreciate the time, my man. We'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you guys Friday.
Bye, Mark.
There he goes, our national NBA insider, Marc Stein. Tanner was not feeling the metallic shoes thing when it
You're
came
not a metal shoes guy?
He's like, no.
I mean, different strokes, different folks.
Different strokes with it. Never mind.
I'm not much of a shoe guy in general. I don't like wearing shoes.
What?
I don't like I only wear shoes. Like, I'm only wearing shoes right now because I wouldn't want you to have to smell my feet. I don't like shoes. I don't like buying shoes. I don't like spending money on shoes. I don't like thinking about getting new shoes. I wear shoes until they break. I've owned these shoes for a while, as you can tell. I've cleaned them. How many times would you guess I've cleaned them?
Maybe once.
This
twice.
many times, baby.
Oh wow. Okay, we gotta do a lot of work to get you in your shoe game up.
Hey, just real quick, the Mavs' next 3 games: Suns, at Denver, at Golden State.
Woo! Look, man, Suns got the win. They won tonight, you said?
They did win tonight.
Nuggets took out the Thunder. Golden State got a really nice win on the road against the defending champion.
3 great wins.
Yeah, like, this is not a cakewalk at all. Look, we talked about this before we go. We've talked about this. You've got to get off to a great start in this Western Conference. And we're looking at these 3 teams. Suns are what, 7-1? Golden State 7.
My guy Deathmatcher in the chat said, "True ones remember the Gumps." That is a distant callback. I love that so much. But I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Suns what, 7-1?
Yes.
Golden State 7-1.
7-1. They just beat Boston in Boston.
And Denver is now with their win
5-3, but they've won 5 of their last 6.
Yeah, so that's without Aaron Gordon, who's going to be on the shelf for a little while. So yeah, the Mavericks.
Get well soon, PJ. Get well soon, Derek Lively.
Woo!
Get well soon, Maxey.
Please, we're begging. As it's time to go. Mavericks don't get it done tonight. 119-99 over the Chicago Bulls. Clobber the Bulls. No Bull tonight at the AAC as Kyrie, Luka, and Daniel Gafford pace the Mavericks to get it done over Chicago. We'll be back tomorrow on the DLLS Mavs podcast at 1 p.m. Myself, Bobby Corella, Tim Cato, right here in the DLLS Sports Studios. Make sure you tune in with us at 1 p.m. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel here at DLLS Sports. We're almost to 10,000. I need about 60 of you to go subscribe.
Are we not there yet?
No, not yet. I need about 60 of you to go subscribe.
You want to stream until we get there? What are you doing for the next hour or 3?
All right, you're lucky my wife is off work tomorrow. Okay. Are we going to do this for real?
No, dude.
Oh, I was like, are we going to do it? I was ready to do it. So I was like, are we going to do this? All right, but I need 60 of y'all to go hit the subscribe button. You really convinced me. I was ready to do it. I was ready to go.
Who am I kidding? I don't have anything else to do. I just find it hard to believe that we're going to just rack up a lot of viewers unless people are just
go tell your friends to get in here and go subscribe
about
right
liking
now.
The stream and commenting and defeating the algorithms and recommending that people come in to watch the show and doing all these other things. And then we call back Tim and say, hey, Tim, leave the Angels Enemy Lounge. Come here
right now.
Mark, escape what somebody on YouTube or Twitter, someone on Twitter called it a Serbian jail cell to come here.
I saw that. Yes, I did see that. That's right, Ardell. Unlike Jerry Jones, I'm all in, baby. I'm all in for you when it comes to DLLS Sports. Are you? So we're really not doing this?
I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence. I kind of want to,
because Tanner's like, I gotta stay here.
But the thing is,
wrestling. That's right.
I kind of want to, but then if we don't like if it's like 30 more minutes and we've gained like
how many do we
4
need?
subs
You
or
got
something.
the number. How many do we need officially? Like how many do we need?
Hang on, let me switch over.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is if we like go for a long time and we don't make any progress, it's gonna be really awkward to like hold the L, you know.
You got the official number? How many we need?
Yeah, hang on. Sorry, I never remember where to find this.
Oh my gosh.
9946.
So we need 54 people to subscribe to DLLS Sports to get us to 10,000. I want to do it before the Cowboys do it because I know the Cowboys going to be trying to do it.
I mean,
tomorrow.
I'll go crack open a beer. I don't care. I'll go tell stories.
You want to tell? All right, we're doing it. Damn it, we
All
are
right,
doing
fine.
it.
All
We're
right.
gonna stay here
I'll be right
until
back.
we get. Tanner's like, why are we doing this? We're gonna stay here
all right with you, Tanner?
until we get to 10,000
right.
subscribers. So I need 54 of you right now. Tell your friends, tell your family, get in here on this post game show and get us to 10,000 subscribers. We're gonna do it right now. I don't know if I'm gonna have a wife and a child by the time I get home, but at the same time, we're gonna do this. So 10,000 subscribers. Let us know if you subscribe. Put your name in there. I'll shout your name out. Bobby will shout your name out. Tanner will put it up on the screen as well. Wrestling. What do you want to know about wrestling? I don't know what you want to know about wrestling, but what are you doing? Is that my own voice that you got screaming on the television? Somebody is like, the burner accounts. Charge you for what? That's you? Oh, make some burner accounts. Like, are you really doing this right now? Do you got something to give away to the people if we get to 10,000? All right, so look, we're gonna stay here until we get to 10,000. So we're gonna be looking and seeing. So again, tell your friends, tell your family to get in here right now. The Mavericks, of course, won tonight, 119-99. We mentioned how good the Western Conference is right now, with the Golden State Warriors getting a win on the road over the defending champion Boston Celtics. Nuggets take out the Thunder. The Suns also win as well. So. You're all right. Yeah, we all right. We'll just keep the camera. We'll just talk about stuff. We got.
Yeah, leave us on the 2-shot.
You leave us on the 2-shot for a while. Okay.
I just tweeted.
You just tweeted to get this to 10,000.
Yeah.
All right. So what? Do I need to retweet this?
Said
as
I'm
well?
drinking beer and telling stories till we get to 10K.
That's what we're doing. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Who else is going to get in here?
What do you want to know about?
What do you want to know about? Put it in the chat. Oh wait, he's not here to scroll down the chat. You can look.
You want to know about what it's like to work for a team? Just throw questions in there.
Throw questions in
in the chat. What do you want to know? So for those who don't know, I worked for the Mavs from full-time from September 1st, 2015 until August 2nd, I think was my last day, or the 3rd or something like that of this year. So I worked for the Mavs full-time for 9 years. I worked part-time for 2 years. Kevin, you worked in radio for a while before for a couple different stations. So we got a lot of experience in some interesting fields, seen a lot of stuff. All right. Seen a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I started.
I'm going to unsubscribe to make this go longer. Jared Sullivan,
What?
I will fight you.
What
Just kidding.
happened?
I will not do that.
Wait, don't do that.
That was not a violent threat. That does not violate TOS.
Good gracious. Yeah, I was in radio. Was in radio. I guess. Am I? No, not anymore, I guess. Professionally for 5 years. Long story short, started a podcast in one of my spare bedrooms of my old apartment. That was like, was this 2024? So that was 2014. So yeah, so 10 years ago. And then just kind of worked my way up this whole sports media game.
Both of our journeys started almost 10 years ago.
No, really, it did. Yeah.
That's cool.
We're just kindred spirits in that way, except for the wrestling part. You got to get on the wrestling part.
Is Bobby Mavrello? No, I'm not Mavrello.
Oh,
and I
that's a
never
great
was
question.
Mavrello. I never was Mavrello.
Where did Mavrello go? Where did he go?
I honestly, I don't really know if I can talk about it, but I know
is it that
what
kind
I
of
can
secret
say is
information?
I know who Mavrello was. I know all of the Mavrello information.
What?
All right. I know all the Mavrello information. I need you to trust me on that.
So
Okay.
if you told me, you would have to off me, and I wouldn't be able to.
I would not tell you on camera.
Oh, wow.
I'll tell you off mic if you want to know one more.
Oh, you can't say that out loud because now the people are like, now you need to tell us.
Can I say more since I'm not a Mavs employee? Absolutely. Absolutely. I can
all
say
the hot
I'm
takes.
unchained. I've been unleashed. Is it better to be independent or a team employee? That's a really good question. I haven't been independent long enough to know the answer. There are a lot of good bennies to being a team employee.
Here you go
For
with these
example, the
bennies
travel
again.
whenever I travel with the team, it was incredible. It was unbelievable. I
It's
can
working.
tell
We're getting
stories
more
about that
subscribers.
sometime, but
Yes.
but there's downsides as far as like being a content creator. Whenever you're making stuff for the team, obviously the goal is to sell tickets. The goal is to celebrate the team, and generally, this might sound like a bunch of hogwash saying this to you based on what I say whenever I'm watching the games.
Oh my
but
gosh.
I like to publicly celebrate good things about players, good things about people in general. I can be a pretty negative person, kind of like toward myself and behind closed doors about the world and about different things, but whatever. But dude, I want to spread positivity, so I don't mind saying good things about the players. But yeah, I mean, as far as being independent goes, I can call things out in ways that I couldn't whenever I worked there. Did I hate Mike Marshall being my boss? No, no, dude. I love Machine. I love Mike Marshall.
He's
Mike
a great
Marshall,
dude.
He
Yes.
is my guy for life. He is. You will never, ever, ever listen to me ever catch me saying something bad about Mike Marshall or working for Mike Marshall. I love that man. And I was in a little sketch with him in Roundball Talk on the Mavs YouTube channel.
You did what?
I was in, the
You
new
already
hit show?
perpetrating the brand already?
I know.
You hadn't been gone that long.
I'm
and you
going
already,
back.
Oh, jeez.
It's what's a little post breakup. You gotta just
No,
No?
you're supposed to stay over here for right now. At least
Well, they
give it
didn't-
like 6 months.
They didn't pay me, so it was for free. Does that make it better?
All right. Well, kind of. No, that means you did it out of the goodness of your own heart.
That's bad.
No, you're right. That's good. No, that's good. That's true. I'm just saying, no. Like, you couldn't even give it 6 months before you start doing stuff for them again.
One more for me, and then we got one for you. So,
okay.
How much do I bet on games now that I'm not a team employee? I did I made a little play on Sleeper on not opening night. Whenever the Mavs went to Minnesota, whatever the game that was, I just wanted to have a little fun, and so I did an 8-part pick'em on Sleeper.
Oh, okay.
And I came really close.
How close?
So I got 6 of them. Leg 7 was Luka scoring 25 points. If you remember, in Minnesota, he left the game and came back in and was hurt and barely scored. He finished the game with 24.
Damn.
Okay, so I missed that by 1. And then the last part was Dante DiVincenzo. I needed him to hit 2 threes, and he hit 1 3. He was 1 of 5 or 1 of 6.
Jeez, man.
And I was very close to winning $100 on a little $5 funsies. So, but yeah, I don't bet on basketball. I do. I dabble in football.
He's a fantasy football wizard. That's one thing I've come to learn about Bobby Carella. He doesn't know hardly a lick about actual football, but fantasy football, wizard.
It's tough.
Actual wizard when it comes to fantasy football.
It's tough. Aaron says you and Reg were great on the Fan.
Oh, that's sweet. I miss my guy, Reg. He's killing it in Houston right now. I'm happy for my guy. He's doing great down there.
That was a good show.
We had a ball on that show, man. Like learning.
It was a fun show.
Like doing nighttime radio and learning how to have fun with, the listeners and everyone who enjoyed that show. That is some of the most fun times I've had in my career. Some of the more prouder moments of my career. We've had spectacular shows. Met Voch Lombardi for the very first time working on that show in radio. So now, of course, Voch is our teammate here at Dlls Sports. But yeah, Reg is doing well. I saw him this past weekend. He's doing spectacular stuff in Houston. I'm happy for him. He's speaking of the Rockets. He's talks about the Rockets and stuff now. So we still talk hoop all the time for sure. Always talking to my guy Reg.
Reg is a good dude.
Yeah, he's a really good guy, man.
Reg is a good dude. Kevin, why is Randy Orton a top 5 wrestler of the 2000s?
Why is Randy Orton a top 5 wrestler of the 2000s?
I don't know what any of those words mean.
Randy Orton, one of the great champions in WWE history. Wow. There are very few professional wrestlers and their characters that match them perfectly. There's a handful that that come to mind. Number 1, The Undertaker. The Undertaker and his persona, whether it was the American Badass or, the Dead Man, like it was just a perfect match between his character and him as a person. Randy Orton as the apex predator, the Viper. You want to meet a character and a person whose personalities and characteristics of that, particular character match perfectly. Yeah, Randy Orton is fantastic. Top 5 of the 2000s. Yeah, I go there. Yeah, because he's what now 14-time world champion.
No John Cena.
But his rivalry, Edge and Cena's rivalry, Randy Orton and Cena's rivalry, 2 of the best of the 2000s for sure. Like the matches, especially I think about what was it? Breaking Point in 2000. Y'all can help me out. I'm sure you can remember the actual year. But yeah, the matches that they had, the bragging rights match, the Iron Man match that Orton and Cena had was incredible. But Orton is he's a legend killer. Whether he's a legend killer, the apex predator, the Viper, he's fantastic. Now he's remade himself in his career as well. Yeah, I agree with that top 5 in the 2000s for sure. Great question. Great question.
Who will win the next chip? Cowboys, Mavs, Rangers, FC Dallas, Wings, or Stars? Man, I'm going to say the Stars.
Yeah, the Stars. I would agree with that. I guess in order. Well, I mean, the Rangers have already done it, but yeah, I guess. Oh, you're asking the next one. Yeah.
Honestly, well, the Bruce Bochy thing, it'll be the Rangers next year. So the Stars have 1 year to do it.
I love what the Rangers did too. By the way, shout out to our DLS Ranger show. They obviously the news with Skip Shoemaker being brought on as the organization as well, so he may be potentially the successor to Bruce Bochy. But yeah, I would go Stars, Rangers. That would probably be the next ones to win championships around here. Stars, Rangers,
Mavs.
Mavs.
Yeah, Mavs maybe over Rangers. But yeah, I think Stars most likely.
Yeah, the Stars are great. By the way, their post-game show, our DLS Stars post-game show, or podcast, pre-game and post-game shows, fantastic. I love listening to Owen and Lutz and Sean Shapiro and Sam. I don't want to forget anybody. Sam and John get after it every night. They're fantastic.
Bobby, why are you not in the Mavs anymore? Their new podcast is way worse. I'm happy you're here. Well, I'm happy to be here. I don't think their new podcast is way worse. I think the hit show Roundball Talk is hilarious. Take That With You with Follow Ellen Damaris is full of stat goodness and a lot of analysis and everything. And then, of course, Somos Mavs, great Spanish language podcast featuring that dude, Victor Villalba. But I left the Mavs to come here whenever DLLS started up. This would have been in like July. The DLS part of the ALLCITY network. ALLCITY started in Denver. Denver, by the way, shout out. They just reached 100,000 subs on YouTube last weekend.
Congrats to DNVR.
They had an all-night stream to get to 100K. They were doing this. But like with 20 of them at a bar, drinks were flowing, stories were being told, tears were shed. It was awesome. But anyway, they were looking for people to fill out the Dallas office, and they reached out to me. And then like 2 or 3 days after they reached out to me, I got a text from you.
That's right.
And I was like, well, what are you texting me about, buddy? And we started talking.
We were both on vacation at the same time when this happened.
Yeah,
yes.
we were. And through it all, I'd been talking to Tim, and I'd heard, about Marc, and I'd heard about some of the other stuff going on here. And I was like, man, this just sounds awesome, And it's nothing against the Mavs. It's just a great opportunity for me to come here and be with you guys. And, I'd been at the Mavs for almost 10 years, 11 years, including 2 part-time. So 9 years full-time, 2 years part-time. It was my only ever real job, my only ever career job. And I was ready for some change. I was ready for something new. And this opportunity came along, and I always kind of thought that if I ever left the Mavs, I would leave sports altogether.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But this was a way to start something new, to do something new, to try something new, but also stay doing what I love, which is talking about basketball. Because I love basketball. I think it's the greatest sport in the world. I love basketball. And so to get to talk about that and to get to talk about the team that I really do like and really do have a close bond with and everything, it was just it just made a lot of sense, man. Yeah,
I feel like for me it's been it's just a magical carpet ride, honestly. I started covering the Mavericks in 2019, and then obviously in November 2019. And of course, we all know what happened, later on in 2020 with, the pandemic and everything. But to be able to cover that team, to start covering the Mavericks, and then continue covering this team over the last several years, and then last year was the pre and post game host on the Dallas Mavericks radio network, and of course the magic ride that was all the way to the NBA Finals, and then having a chance to come over here, it's just been a blast, man. And working with Bobby and Tim, and obviously working with Katya now and Tanner, all these folks who I've known and worked with throughout the years, and then all of them being in one place. I worked with Jeff Kavanaugh for years on 2 different radio stations, and now to have him as a teammate here,
what a guy.
Jeff Kavanaugh is the best. He really is the best. But just the amount of folks who I've known and worked with over the years, and then all of them under one roof. I always have to pinch myself every time I see Clarence Hill, because as a Cowboys fan, he was one of the ones that I always followed growing up, watching this team and talking about the team. And now to have him as a colleague and be able to see him every day, it's a dream come true, man. We really have what I consider a dream team here at DLS Sports. The amount of folks with the incredible talent from our social media team with Abby and Candace to You know, everybody like it's just it's incredible here.
To
It
the
really
star-studded production team, including Tanner.
Yeah,
Tanner.
Thank you. I grabbed a mic. I figured.
Oh, he grabbed the mic.
I figure,
Let's
yeah,
go.
I figure if we're gonna be here, like I should grab a mic just so
Let's
so I
go.
can join in the
Oh wait, where are we at? What's the number we're at?
9958. Last I looked.
9958. All right,
yeah.
so 42.
We need
psychos
42 more of you
need
to
to
subscribe.
And I've already subscribed with 35 unique burner accounts. All right, so I'm running out of
You're running out of ammo.
Run it out.
I can only spell Corella wrong so many different ways on Gmail. I'm about to have to go to Yahoo.
From Oscar, hey Kevin, who is your favorite Premier League team? All right, don't get mad.
Uh-oh, he's about to say it.
I mean, everybody can't live here. I mean, honestly, you probably don't want to live where I've been living the last several years, but I'm a Manchester United fan. It's been hard times for us, man. We just moved on from Eric Ten Hag. We got a brand new, coach and manager. Hopefully, better times are ahead for the Devils because it's been rough. I miss Sir Alex Ferguson like crazy. We've gone through our years. I mean, Ten Hag did the best he could. He got himself an FA Cup, got another championship, but at the same time, it hasn't been it, man. But yes, I'm a United fan, so don't hate me.
Crystal Palace fan here, so you don't even think about me at all.
Not
That's
at
kind
all.
of the level of that CPFC is at. I saw someone, I lost it. Bobby, how did you get your start? And then they asked KG, did you get your start by winning the Fan Phenom?
So I finished second in the Fan Phenom, actually. Shout out to my guy, Sterling Daniels. He actually won that year. I finished second. I wouldn't take no for an answer. I kept sending in tape all the time until they hired me. And then, I was hired in the Fan at December 2019 and was there for almost, I left in November of 2023.
Owen's joined. Owen is joined.
Owen, let's go.
We got Owen in here.
Hello,
What's up,
Let's
Owen?
go. He's our post game and podcast host for the Stars, of course.
Y'all know what the hashtag is? I have no idea.
What is that hashtag?
You'll never walk alone. Owen's a big Liverpool
got
fan.
it.
Big Liverpool fan.
No.
got it,
got
it.
Jeez. Oh, I didn't know you was a Liverpool fan. So wait, so Ben is
Last 5 or so years, there's been a lot of Liverpool fans for some reason.
yeah.
It's
So
really
wait,
weird.
so Ben's an
I don't know,
Arsenal
it's really
fan.
weird.
Owen's a Liverpool fan.
No, Ben is a Chelsea fan.
Oh, Chelsea. That's right. Oh,
Very
gosh, He
important.
would fire me if I said something like that. I guess it's been said already. Chelsea fan. I'm sorry. Yeah, Ben's a Chelsea fan. I'm a United fan. Owen's a Liverpool fan. Crystal Palace.
Yep.
You got a team, Tanner?
No, this is all like I've heard of United and besides
English
that,
Premier
and Liverpool,
League
but-
soccer. No.
Yeah,
okay.
no, I know, but
Yeah, Tanner's like, I don't
He
know.
seems like a
Sorry.
Burnley guy.
Damn.
Is Burnley in the Premier League?
Yeah.
Okay. Or maybe a Villa guy. Villa's in the Premier League?
Oh, Aston Villa. He might be Aston Villa.
Sure.
Like you'd be an off the beaten path kind of.
Give me a
kinda good,
jersey,
right?
I'll wear it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. I don't really know too much about soccer anymore. I was super into FIFA when I was in late high school. Into
Ben and Abby are now
early
here.
Let's
post-college.
go.
Oh, what's up, Abby?
Ben's in the chat as well. Yes.
What's
he
up,
thinks,
Ben?
He thinks Chelsea is better than Liverpool. We know. Yeah, we
I'll
know.
give the Bobby lore real quick. So whenever I was in college, I went to this. It's big now, but it was small at the time. UT Dallas, which is in Richardson. They did not have a media program, and they had D3 Sports.
Is that Jason Gallagher?
Jason
Let's
Gallagher?
go, Jason. Oh wait, he's telling me, but it's not because of Tim Cato. Come on, Jason. Damn it. It's
No, that's
okay.
wise. That's wise.
No,
Oh
yeah,
yes, that's true.
it's because-
We're gonna get
That's
Jason on the
us.
show at some point
Yeah,
as well.
that's the correct way to do it. Yeah,
You let us know when you've been DFW, Jason, so we get you on the show.
Yeah, come on to DLS Mavs podcast,
Please.
So when I was in college, started working at the school newspaper. And if you ever want to be in media and you're in college and you're for some reason watching the show right now, join the student newspaper. Just do it. You just do it. Learn to write. I actually learned to write from 2 college students. Whenever I started working there was no advisor. So shout out to Jessica and Shane for teaching me how to write. And started working my way to becoming a little bit of a better writer. And then upon graduating college, interned at a little subsidiary of local newspapers owned by D Magazine. At the time, it was called People Newspapers. I don't know if they're still around anymore, but I interned there for a summer. While I was there, the Mavs had a basketball camp in West Texas, not the direction, the city, which is actually south of here, near Waco. I think it's near Waco, right? It's right outside
Tanner
of Waco.
would know.
Yeah, I think, West It's right outside of Waco?
Yeah, it's right north of Waco.
Yeah. So my senior year of college, there was actually a factory exploded down there, and I think a few people died. Like, it was really, really bad. And yeah, it was.
I was in
sucked.
Waco when that happened. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it
could
sucked.
feel it.
And that summer, the Mavs, as part of like their community outreach program, went down there, did a basketball camp. I think they presented money to the city, kind of did like a whole thing. And I heard that it was happening, and I offered to go cover it. And the late, great Zach Crane actually said, yeah, sure, go cover it. And Zach, as it turns out, is from West. And so he was like personally kind of impacted by that story and knew people whose lives were affected. And so I went and wrote something, and Zach helped edit it and make it good and put it on the internet. And some people who worked at the Mavs saw it, and they liked it, and they said, hey, if you want, you should come cover some games for us and write some stuff for our website. It also helped that my mom worked for the Mavs, but she worked in a different
All right, now we got to the bottom of it. Now we I was like, when is he going to get to the actual reason why? No, I'm just joking.
No, I openly say it, dude. I mean, that definitely helped. But
Nepo, baby.
I do not deny it at all. But there are a lot of employees of the Mavs, and not a lot of their kids make it with the company because it's really tough. There's a lot of people that want to work in sports, but the Mavs people saw it and had me come in and write some stuff, and they liked what I wrote, and then I just kept doing that for 2 years until I said I have to work here full time, otherwise I can't work here anymore. Because I was covering the NBA and also shooting fireworks professionally on the side.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, with Tim Cato actually. Tim and I shot some shows together. But
wait, what?
Yeah, Tim and I
Y'all shot fireworks together?
Professional grade fireworks, if you can believe it. I was a certified pyrotechnician, dude. I probably worked on like 100 or 200 fireworks shows in my life.
So how come we don't have pyro around here? How come we don't get pyro,
Well,
intros?
you could. I know how to operate all of it safely and effectively.
We had a fire alarm like last week, so we did have some fire.
I guess
it wasn't me. That wasn't me.
Oh, look at that. We're 37 away from
Let's go.
10K. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. Shout out to you for working pyrotechnics. Shout out to you, man. Now I'm expecting smoke and everything else.
Anyone need a bubbly? I'm going upstairs.
Oh, I'm good right now.
No, I'm good.
Sorry, non-specified.
That's
Cato.
right. Yeah,
That's
unbranded.
right. That's right.
Unbranded.
Cato's back in the chat. He said, yes, we did, though.
Yeah, we did. We shot shows at golf courses. We shot shows at FC Dallas. We shot all sorts of stuff. But I shot a lot of 4th of July shows. I worked a 4th of July show with a lot of different people in the media, actually, over the years. It's just
Is that the gateway to working in sports media? Did you learn how to shoot fireworks?
No. Just some of my friends would help me out on shows, and it was just a great time. But anyway, I got hired full time after 2 years of part time and interning, and just kind of never looked back. I think like the great thing about that job is that I was hired as a writer, and I ended as like a live streamer, and in between I did podcasting, and I did hosting videos, film breakdowns. I did some beat stuff. I did some video recorded interviews. I did stuff at the arena. Like I got to do all sorts of things.
Yeah.
But through it all I ever wanted to do is teach people as much as I could about basketball and help people enjoy basketball as much as I could. Because again, I think basketball is the best sport in the world. I love it so much. It has been so important to my life. It's been a huge part of my life ever since I was negative years old. My mom worked for the team for a long time, and my dad was a high school and middle school coach for the early part of his life until he had 2 kids and needed to find a job that paid more money. And this has been a part of my life for as long as I can remember. And so I want to help you love it as much as I do. And so that's why I do what I do.
Bobby's a true hip-hop head. Hip-hop head. Are you a hip-hop head?
I would not characterize. I know a little rap, but
no, Bobby's a true basketball nerd, like in the best sense that we're like, if I've had questions about the game itself, many a conversation with him at the American Airlines Center, just talking basketball and his knowledge of the game is something to behold. Like I enjoy just listening to him to talk about basketball because,
dude, but that's the thing. Like I don't know anything. Like
what?
Have one conversation with like an assistant coach or with anyone, and they're like, you just realize like they've forgotten more about basketball than I'll ever know.
No, but for those for someone like you who has grown up and loved the game and cover the game and talk about the game, a lot of folks don't have that kind of working out. And the other part about you is like you want to get better and you want to learn more about the game, and that is a huge part because the complexities of the game itself. Obviously, the athletes are tremendous, but the complexities of the game and how the game has changed. Like it's been a lot of change over the last 20, 25 years. So the working knowledge that you have, I think, is fun to watch. Like whether it's myself, Tim, like we ask, there's a reason why he's the analyst.
I appreciate you saying that, man. But that's the other great thing about basketball. And every sport changes, but like basketball has changed so much, even in the time that you've been around.
Sure,
because you've been covering the team for what, 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah, 5 years now.
Like, not only has the team changed and kind of like the culture around the team and sort of the foundation of the team and all that stuff has changed, but like the rules have changed and the styles have changed and players and what team they're on and kind of like the conventional way that the game is played at both ends of the floor. Like it is always changing, so there's always more to learn. And kind of the bummer. The greatest bummer of them all, and I post a lot about this on the internet, I apologize, but like the game is always changing, and there are a lot of people who cover the sport that don't like that the game always changes, and they wish that it was the way it was whenever they played or whenever they were my age or whenever they were kids or whatever. And it's like, no, I think the great thing about basketball is that it is always changing. There's always more to learn. There's always more to experience. Every time you watch a game, you see something new. Like I think that's awesome.
Yeah. Like watching the pace and space era with Miami, I know it's not good business talking about Miami, but watching those teams with LeBron and Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade, how the game was revolutionized with Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors. Like we had never seen a team primarily be a jump shooting team and win at the rate at which Golden State won, and to see what happened.
We do need to get loads of pair of Shady Rays.
We do need to get loads of pair of Shady Rays.
Telling truth here. He's spitting facts.
Yes.
Everyone should get a pair of Shady Rays. ShadyRays.com/DLS. Save yourself 35%.
Oh, should we do? Do we need to do?
No.
Okay, we don't need to. Okay.
You're right, though. So, like, Miami
sure.
and the Spurs played in the finals 2 years in a row. Like, that pushed basketball forward, dude. And you know what happened right before that? The Mavs won the championship shooting jump shots.
Yeah.
Like, the Warriors did something totally different in 15 whenever they won. But the championships leading up to that, Mavs, Heat, and Spurs, you could feel the winds of change.
Yeah.
Something was brewing.
And sometimes basketball is cyclical, too, because, I mean, you mentioned the Mavs 2011 championship team. Dirk being the singular. What happened? What happened, Tanner? You're laughing. What's going on? Give me your favorite GM Ben story. You hired me. Thanks. That's my favorite one.
Same.
Like Dirk being the singular superstar that he was, helping, or leading a championship team with, veterans like Jason Kidd and Jason Terry and, Stojakovic, like all the guys that were on the team. And then you think about, like, for example, your favorite team these days, the Milwaukee Bucks. Like, okay, Giannis as we hadn't seen that in quite some time, a singular superstar leading a team to a championship. And a lot of folks thought about Dirk's team when the Bucks won that title because it was really Giannis. It was him leading that team in 2021 to that title, but it was just reminiscent. But again, that's how the game in a lot of ways changed, but also can revert back because sometimes singular greatness is all that you need. I do think about, I don't know if you think about it every now and then, but what if Kevin Durant's foot had not been on the line? Like the amount of basketball events that have spawned off of that one moment when he had his foot on the line versus what has happened now. Like we're to the point where Mike Budenholzer is coaching Kevin Durant.
But there's a lot of what ifs, though. What if Courtney Lee had made that shot at the end of the finals? What was it, game 2, I think, or game 3 or something? Like he missed a layup at the buzzer. Like maybe Orlando wins the title.
Wow.
Who knows?
That's crazy.
Like it's just, there's a lot of that stuff.
That's true.
And that was, that was 2009. The Lakers had not won anything since Shaq left.
Yeah, that's right.
So that would have been their first one. Maybe they wouldn't have won that one. Maybe they would have never won. What if Kobe would have been a Mav? Mark Cuban swears that would have happened. We've heard conflicting reports about that, but like there's a lot of those what ifs. But yeah, that one is a pretty central
Brunson
one.
had actually re-signed with Dallas.
Don't make me sad.
I'm just saying, like, I'm just wondering. Like,
Trey Rodden says Locked On better. Hey, Locked On is great. Some of those guys will actually be coming on our show, and some will be going on their show.
That's right.
I got nothing but love for the Locked On guys. Isaac Harris is one of my favorite people I've ever met in sports.
Such a nice person. Love Isaac.
And they've been doing their thing for a really, really long time, and they got that down to a science. They got great chemistry. We started 2 months ago, so hopefully, you give us a shot, and hopefully you like what you hear, and we'll give you a reason to keep coming back. But there's plenty of room for all sorts of Mavs pods.
Shout out to wait, go back up.
Sorry.
The right there. Yeah.
This one?
Yes. The RMH, another one. Sub, fellas. Appreciate you.
Let's go.
Where are we at on the number?
My guy Firebird said I wanted a sub, but also not for Tim Cato. Chill is in the chat. He says, good stuff, guys. Thanks, Clarence. And also...
Chill, you up right now? Pop?
And
pop,
also...
Pop up right now?
Remember, fake show dead.
Okay.
Is he a Lakers hater?
He
Clarence.
is. Oh, he's diabolical. He cannot stand the Los Angeles Lakers. So y'all be kindred
You got
spirits.
good taste, Clarence.
Yeah, y'all be kindred spirits there.
You got good taste.
I can't believe Pop up got these hours at this late at night. You should be in bed. You got a show to do.
We need to collab soon
tomorrow.
with Locked On. I agree. We do need to collab soon with Locked On. And, Tim did go on their show, what was it, like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago?
Uh-huh.
So maybe right after the season started or right before opening night. But we do have we got some stuff coming with them.
We got plenty of stuff coming with them. And real quick, I joke with Clarence because, if you watch the DLS Cowboys show, you win when you put Chill in, or as Katya's now put, you win when you put Pop in. I want to tell you something, Chill. You ain't beating the Pop allegations with none of your behavior these days. I'm just want to let you know that, okay? I love you.
I think Pop is a great nickname.
It is a great. I wish he would embrace it. Like
He's also caught on camera saying, I am Pop.
That's right. We got some incredible teammates here. Like, honest to goodness, like the teammates that we have here at DLS Sports, I love. Like, from the Cowboys show, 2I, Aisha Morrison. You want to talk about a superstar? Aisha Morrison, superstar Cowboys analyst. She does what Bobby does. We're talking about football.
She just did a film breakdown too.
She did an incredible film breakdown. So make sure you go follow 2I, follow Aisha Morrison. We mentioned Jeff Kavanaugh, Jesse Holly. Oh, Jesse Holly with 77 yards. It must be a reality show. He's got the longest intro ever, but it's great. It's honestly amazing. Tell him something, Joe.
That's right.
Shout out to Joe Hoy. I had a Mexi melt the other day. Because I got an ironclad stomach. Look at Clarence. Look at him. I'm not Pop. Yes, you are.
That's such a Pop thing to say.
Exactly. Again, you're not beating the Pop allegations. The quicker you embrace it, the better off you'll be. I'm just letting you know, Jill. I had a Mexi melt the other day because, like Joe, Taco Bell fan, they got their 80s and 90s menu out right now. Mexi melt was fantastic. Remind me at old times.
Well, I don't do free advertising,
just
but
saying, I know you
I
don't.
have favorable opinions about some of their menu items. But if you want to know which one that is, hit up my agent. All right, just I don't have an agent.
Or join the Discord.
Yeah, I don't have an agent.
Who else? Now I'm just gonna go through all of our teammates.
I'm not nearly that balling.
We went through Kavanaugh, Holly.
26
Aisha.
away. Let's go.
We're 26 away. Okay, so we gotta keep going.
Let's go.
Damn, where was I? Okay, we got Aisha. We did.
Jesse Holly went 77 yards. It must be a reality show.
That's right. Eliminate the contingencies, Holly. That's right. That's his favorite saying.
Would Pop.
Yes. Wait, play that again. I want to hear it again, please.
You want to win? Would Pop.
Let's go.
Shout out to Katya.
I don't know if they can hear it,
she's amazing. Love Katya.
What's Kat doing anyway?
Yeah, why is she in on? That's your best friend. You should text her and tell her to get on the chat. She was on up till 3 a.m. watching DNVR.
I know.
So she need to be in here watching this show.
What the bleep?
I don't know what's going on.
We're still on the same file as the postgame show, so I can't cuss yet.
Oh, good job. Okay.
Darn.
What else? We got our
it's all
DLS
good.
Rangers
It's all
show. Shout out to John Radigan. John Radigan, you want to talk about more baseball that he's ever forgotten that you'll ever know, because he is covered the Rangers for such a long time. Him, Jeff Wilson. Shout out to Abby Jones, who helps us out, of course, with also the Mavs stuff as well. You want your Rangers coverage, that is the show that you want to go to. It's going to be busy, hopefully, for the Rangers this offseason as well. We mentioned the Stars show with Owen, with Sam, with Sean. Craig Ludwig showed up as the Joker for Halloween, and it scared me half to death. I'm not even going to lie to you. Like, he looked way too much like Heath Ledger's Joker. Like, it was really kind of frightening how much he looked like.
Did you know he hasn't seen the movie, though?
We got a Gallagher tweet.
You said what? We got to get...
Sharing it with the world.
Shout out to Jason Gallagher.
Jason Gallagher.
Wait, what did you say?
Legend.
So Luds has not seen The Dark Knight. He just dressed up like that Joker, even though he hasn't seen...
Are you serious?
Yes, he hasn't seen the movie.
It was a great costume.
It was a great costume for someone who's
It's
never
so
seen
good.
that movie. Yeah. That is kind of insane. That
He
he's
blew
never
his
seen.
cover whenever he was like, he was like, we wanted to film a video with him, and he was like, well, what do I say? What do you mean, what do you say? He's got like 25 iconic lines, dude. He's like, I don't know what he says. I don't know what he says.
We go.
And all he did was just give us the double bird. And I'm like,
what-
I don't even think the Joker did
know.
that in that movie. I think he kept it all He kept it vocal. He kept it verbal, man. He kept that thing verbal.
That's right, Ben. Jeff Wilson is the GOAT. He is spectacular. What did Ben say? He said if we hit
remember
10K
the Taco Bell thing with Jesse? If we hit 10K, Jesse has to have Taco Bell for the first time. So
we gotta get to 10K.
I mean, it's
Ben
open
said
right now.
if though, and it's like we are hitting.
No,
10K.
we're going to
Like,
hit
it's not an
10K
if,
because
yeah.
I will personally bring in Mexi Mel's for Jesse Holly tomorrow for sure. Like I will get here early to make sure that he's got Mexi Mel's for the show. But yeah, we got our TCU show. Shout out to our guy Tanner, producer on the TCU show as well. Football, basketball. We got all kinds of stuff coming here at DLS Sports.
When I played chess with Grant Williams, did we talk about Pokemon?
You played chess with Grant Williams?
This is a long story.
Wait. Sorry, can we do that in 1 second?
This is a
well,
long-
actually, answer real quick.
Okay.
Well,
All right.
Clarence just called in.
Oh, Clarence called in.
He's
what the
on
heck?
video? He's on video?
Yes. 1 sec.
You sent him a link?
Uh-oh.
Yes, I did. Let me set it
He was
up.
able to
1
figure out
sec. Give me a
Ecamm?
sec.
No,
Give me-
he
He
calls
knows
in
how to
Ecamm
work
all the
that?
time.
Oh,
No, I
he
know.
does know how to work that. He does call it all
Yeah,
the
he
time.
does call it.
Okay.
What? It went black.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's real
Come back.
pop behavior. Here it comes. You know what I'm talking about?
Come back, Clarence.
Allegations. They're mounting.
They're mounting. You're not beating them.
Come back, Clarence. You're
No.
in black.
Clarence, come back, damn it. Come back.
Come back. Come back.
Oh,
Okay.
we'll get him
All
back.
right. Well, should I start talking about chess?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure.
All right.
I'll let you know. when
So
he's back.
I'm a big chess guy. Grant Williams.
Oh, okay. Here we are.
Oh, is he back?
there you go.
Let's go. There he is. Hey! Fix your face, chill. Fix your face. Act like you were happy to be here now.
Can you see us?
Uh-oh.
See?
Is he muted?
This is what happens every time we get on the Cowboy
Clarence,
show.
unmute yourself.
You can't
Clarence,
hear.
unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Oh, no.
This is,
Oh,
you know.
there- oh.
What? Baby?
Unmute yourself.
No, Clarence. Hit the unmute button.
Actually, this is on par for the course on how he get on with the Cowboy show every time. They got to come on like 2 or 3 times before he
Oh,
actually
no.
gets it right. That's all right. If you want to win, put chill in. Preferably between the hours of 11 and 1, because clearly he don't know how to work his camera right now.
Grant Williams is also a huge Pokemon fan.
Is he?
Yeah, a huge Pokemon fan. Like, he might like Pokemon more than I do. Oh, what's up, Clarence?
Can you hear us?
I can hear you now, man. I don't know what was going on. I tried to put my headphones in and it just went blank. But hey, man, you guys are entertaining. I'm up listening. You know, first of all, I'm a night owl, so I stay up late. If you know, I tweet all night. So if you follow me, you get me all night tweeting. I've been tweeting a lot the last 24 hours for obvious reasons. But other than that, man, great game by the Mavs tonight. I was happy the Lakers lost. That Bobby fake show dead has been in my blood. I think if you go back, I coined the term fake show. You know,
Oh, wow.
I go way back with.
So you're like
fake
an
show.
OG hater.
Oh my God, going way back.
You and Shannon
Go on.
Sharp been going at it for years when it comes to this fake show dead type stuff, man. Like you and Shannon Sharp been going at it for years on this.
Yes, I was been doing fake show well before he got his show with Skip. You know, I go way back to the aughts. You know, with my fake show stuff. But man, Luka, the Mavs, great night tonight. I love the shot where he just didn't even jump.
Oh
Just
yeah,
did
he
the
was
little-
on the fast break. He just stopped. It was just like, yep, I got it.
Yeah, no, it is he and Kyrie, where Kyrie's setting the tone, and hopefully, you know, I don't know if you know, I got a little relationship with Kyrie's dad, so we might try to get him on the podcast.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't know I did a big story with Kyrie's dad last. I was the only person that's talked to him. He don't talk to many people, and I talked to him when I was at the Star Telegram during the playoffs last year.
Oh, okay. Look,
All right, chill.
the last time I remember seeing you at the AAC when you was trying to catch up with Odell Beckham Jr. to try to help convince when he was trying to
That was
trying to
during
convince
the
him to get to the.
season, man. I did the playoffs. I did the finals last year.
That's right. You
Working
did
the
show up.
finals.
I was like, "What you doing here? You're not supposed to be here."
No, sir, I'm versatile. I did the finals for the Star Telegram. I wrote columns for the finals for the Star Telegram. And, you know, I do like celebrity sightings. During the playoffs, I was talking to Marc Cooper and different Cowboys that would show up. You know, Michael Parsons, you know, that's why I go to games. I go to games to work Cowboys. You know, a lot of times there are Cowboys players. Because unlike Cowboy games, the Mavericks games, it's a who's who.
Mm-hmm.
It's seeing, be seen. People come. The players during the season, all season, like to go out, bring their families out, and it's a great way to connect with people.
Hey man, since you so cool with everybody, when it comes to the Cowboys. Hey man, that cat's hamstring that tore off his bone partially. Like, what the hell's going on, man? Like, really?
And you guys know about the Jeff bet we got going, right? Jeff,
Yeah, he's supposed to run like 100-yard, 40-yard dash or something 40, like that.
No, 40-yard dash, and I bet him $100. He said he can run it in under 4.9 seconds or 4.9 or better.
I'm on team chill. There's no way. There's no way.
Jeff's knees would explode at 10 yards in.
First of all, have you guys seen him walk?
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like 10 yards in, maybe even 7.
I'm not shaming anybody, dude. I believe in Jeff's capabilities, but I'm on team chill here.
Yeah, there's no capabilities anymore. He's had like 20 surgeries on that knee. He can barely walk. And just because he used to run in college, and the reason I brought it up is because you brought up Dak. And it's just a prime example. When you haven't done something and Dak had not sprinted all season, your body will talk to you, and they let you know, what are you doing? You haven't done this. And Dak tried to open it up, and he tried to sprint, because we talked about him last week about having less yards than Aaron Rodgers rushing the ball. And on that one run, when he went down the sideline, he had a 22-yard run. He tried to drop it into fourth gear, and he came back, and he's torn his hamstring off the bone. And I text Dick. I said, Jeff, you see what happened to Dak? That's going to happen to you. You're going to be on the freaking gurney.
You see that chat? Maybe he meant 4.9 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Because what's scary, because Tyler had that same injury. His exploded completely off the bone. Had to have surgery when he had his.
He was out from August until December. I mean,
yeah.
when Tyler Smith had it. So it's a tough. It's most likely, and I wrote that today, he's probably facing surgery. We may not see Dak Prescott anymore this season.
Oh my gosh! Like, look, I said it the other day that I don't know. The Cowboys must be rooted in some kind of evil, because this has been a season from hell. Like the injuries between Micah, Deron Bland, obviously now Dak got his. DeMarcus Lawrence, low key, we ain't talking about it. His career might be over. Maybe he come back for the foot injury. Maybe he don't. I know Mike McCarthy said that the foot injury, he's starting to work back from it. But it just seemed like after all these 36 wins in the last 3 years, you didn't have no success. Now all these injuries, like you cannot tempt fate with the game of football and think at some point these injuries not going to come back to eventually get you. And I feel like just all of them at once that came and got the Cowboys this season.
Yeah, no, it's this season's been off the rails back to when Jerry said we're all in. And he's never been all in. And it has been off the rails, and it's just gone downhill ever since. And I don't think anybody thought that a team that was 12-5, 12-5, even if you didn't think the Cowboys were going to take the next step, no one saw what has happened coming, and it's crazy. So that's why we're happy in DFW. We're happy we got the Mavs, because the Mavs are a legitimate contender.
No, really, like going to the finals last year, Stars, getting close to getting to the Stanley Cup final. Rangers and won a title. Like, I feel like all the other DFW teams are setting the pace for like, hey, Dallas, like, come on, Jerry and the Cowboys, we want y'all to come with us on this championship. She says, look, put Candy's comment up there. What Candy's saying? She said, Tanner, what's Candy saying?
Sorry.
She said what? Kevin, don't remind us. I'm
please.
sorry, Candy. Look, I know. Look, Candy's just as much a Cowboys fan as I am. It's been hard watching this team this year. But hey, like you said, the Mavs doing their thing, and of course, as Clarence always says, the fake show is dead.
Clarence, what's your funniest interaction you've had with a Mavs player over the years?
Oh, that's a great question.
Oh no, it's with Rick Carlisle. You know how Rick could be.
I do.
I went out there.
Say less.
Yes, yeah. Yes.
You know how Rick can be when he thinks you don't know or you're somebody new and you're asking questions. He can really be snobby. And he disrespected me one day, because I was asking a question like, who the hell are you asking me a question? I don't see how you're regularly. And actually, Rick called me. I guess the PR staff told him who I was. He called me and apologized.
Really?
Oh, wow.
I got his personal cell. You got your cell now. But I got his personal cell. He called me from his cell and apologized, Wow. And Rick doesn't do that.
I'm about to say, Rick don't come out and just apologize to no one like
Clarence,
that.
I was coworkers with Rick for like 5 years, and he never apologized to me for anything. and he gave me the "Who the hell are you" for 5 years.
You know how it can be. People come out, don't ask me crazy. I don't know who you are. You're not a basketball guy asking me questions. But yes, it was one of the playoff runs there in maybe 2011 or back then I was doing some things, and I used to listen. That's the great thing about when I was at the Star Telegram. Football season's over. I'm on the Mavs bandwagon, so I used to, like I said, I covered the team in the finals in 2011. Did all the road trips, to Oklahoma City and San Antonio, and so I'm playoff Mavs beat.
All right, you good here? You good around here? We just
one of us.
Yeah, he's for real. He is. Like I was telling, look, I don't want to make you feel old, pop, but I was telling Bobby earlier, like knowing that I'm a teammate with you and coming to know you, I have to show this picture at some point. I met Chill officially 2019, 2020, somewhere around there. But it was at some party downtown for one of these sports events at some point.
Flex?
No, but it was like I don't know how I forgot how I got the invite. But he was the nicest. I like walked up to him, met him, introduced myself. He was the nicest person to me, and he wasn't highbrow. He could have been like, man, who are you? What you can walk? Like he wasn't like that. So I really appreciate like him, Calvin Watkins. Like covering the Cowboys the last few years, like watching them and them embracing me as part of covering this team and doing this stuff. I really appreciate you. I know I haven't got a chance to necessarily tell you that in person, but I really appreciate you that because you didn't necessarily have to do all that. But watching you cover the team, talk about the team, knowing that you're a teammate now, it's pretty damn cool.
It's all good, man. I love y'all's show and keep doing what you're doing. I was up, like I said, I come home. My daughter took her to the airport, and I said I watched the Mavs game, and I was listening to the post game show, and so I wanted to chime in a little bit. And, then y'all asked, did they send me a link to call in? So I called in, but we got to get those 10,000 subs, man. Come on in,
That's
y'all
right.
Stay on the air, keep it going. If not, we'll get them tomorrow.
No.
We're getting them tonight.
We're getting it. Well, we're gonna get them tonight. It's tomorrow in 5 minutes.
Get them tonight, man. Get them tonight, man. All right, man. Appreciate you.
All right, appreciate you, man.
Bye, Clarence.
You make sure you watch Chill on the DLS Cowboys show every single day.
It's a great show.
He still has the quote of the year from Jerry Jones. Like before, when we launched, this man had the quote of the year from Jerry Jones.
Came in hot.
No, really, it was all over everywhere. We're talking about Jerry Jones saying that he was the best effing GM to ever do any of this, which is a lie, but whatever. It still is.
Oh, the screenshot of you and Clarence talking, and then it's just an empty chair where I was supposed to be. Oh no.
Who sent that?
Oh, is it?
Who sent that?
Well, no, it's all good. It's all good.
Where are we at, by the way? Where are we?
At DLS_sports. We are at 9982.
So we need 18?
18 brave souls to create a burner.
I need 18 of y'all to get to this 10K.
Come on.
Somebody call up. I don't know. We got other people's numbers. You just have them call up if they up this late at night. Abby, you in there? You can call in.
I don't know.
See you
I don't have
chatting.
any friends.
You know what? You got?
I bet if I had to bet, Tim Cato is not subscribed to DLS Sports.
Are you serious?
If I had to bet,
does he have a YouTube?
Honestly, if I had to bet, he does not have a YouTube.
Don't do that, Dirk. No, subscribe, damn it.
Dirk, don't make me ban you.
Yeah, don't do that.
I'll do it.
Subscribe so you get back in there.
I'll do it.
Don't do that.
What else do you want to know?
Yeah, what else do you want to know? Abby, I see you in there. You can call in if you want to as well. Tanner sends you a link. I know there's someone else y'all in there.
Story time.
Story time.
Story time, questions, life advice. I'm good at life advice.
You got some life advice? Oh, GM Ben is demanding
I got
Abby
plenty
call
of life advice.
One sec.
What is the best piece of advice that you've ever gotten?
Oh, wait. First, well.
Oh, wait. You got somebody?
Yeah.
Who is it?
Oh, one
Oh,
sec.
it's a blank
It's a
screen.
blank screen.
It's late. I did
It's
it out
a
of
blank.
order.
Hey, Cato's
he's
back.
back.
He's back.
Oh my God.
No, John, I don't want to hear about your Celtics stories, damn it. You can keep that. You keep that, all right? We got it. We know you love the Celtics. Get out of here. We know that. Actually, don't
Hey, if
please
they'll
say.
sub, then screw it.
No, exactly. If you don't, yeah,
Send them a
exactly.
link.
Hi, Tim. Welcome back.
Yeah, so I thought the horn set that the Mavericks ran early in the first quarter.
Oh, God. Oh, jeez.
Am I not picking up on the vibe of what this show is?
Don't make
No, it's
Jason
great.
unsubscribe, okay? We
was
just got
awesome.
Jason, okay? So please don't make him unsubscribe, okay?
Tim,
We don't need
I'm
James.
35 beers in.
Oh, look at you. Oh, look
Cheers.
at you. Hey,
Oh,
no free advertising.
turn it on,
Turn it around. Jeez.
This is
no,
this is
John,
an
resubscribe, damn it. Resubscribe, okay? Jeez.
Yeah, how are you guys doing? I didn't set up my microphone at all, so
I can tell.
You actually sound a little better than you did earlier.
No,
not
we're doing
gonna lie
fine.
to you.
Yeah,
No,
we're
I'm
doing
joking.
fine. Yeah, we're doing good.
yeah, no, just I could tell that the vibe was not it's not micro. This is not a microphone vibe.
I mean, you can turn it up a little bit.
What is happening?
Marc Stein said I just unsubscribed. Marc, come on, man. Like, what you doing? Like, just subscribe back. Like, you don't have to do
I'm
this.
just gonna get my microphone. Don't take me off the screen.
Okay, go get your microphone. I'm gonna answer Ben's question while he's.
Sounded like there was like a
Can you go
torrential
back to Ben's
rainpour
question
coming
up there a
in.
little bit?
Yeah. That's what I was trying to get to.
Oh no, not that one. Not that one.
but that is
no.
an important
Yeah,
question.
we're gonna get to that one in a
that
second.
needs to be answered.
This one?
Yes, he says rank the bloodline members from worst to first. Oh wow, that's a great one. Let's see. I'll go I'm gonna go Tonga Loa the worst. Tonga next.
Don't worry,
Sokoa, and then Jacob Fatu.
The Grant Williams story is coming. I promise.
Are we talking about just this bloodline, the new bloodline, or the old bloodline? Because we know that the original bloodline is Roman Reigns, but we're talking about this new one. Jacob Fatu is he the best. He's terrifying. I'm glad he sent that money back to that charity. Good for him. All right, Tim's back.
Did it pick up my mic?
No.
Nope, not yet. Oh, it's Club Cato, and this is what Ben's been wanting. So he's been wanting Club Cato to come back. So I'm glad you're here. But Ben has a question for you in the chat. Can you see the chat?
What about now?
That's perfect.
Oh yeah.
Wait, I'm supposed to subscribe?
Oh my
Oh my
gosh,
God.
Tim. Yes. Jeez.
I know you're
get
the
my
kind of
AirPods
guy that
here.
has
I'll be back.
14 different YouTube accounts. All right.
Oh,
I need you to fire all of them up and
Where is he
subscribe to
going?
Why did he leave again?
DLLS_sports. I'm going to use this opportunity to tell the Grant Williams story. Grant
Okay.
Williams is a huge Pokemon fan, a bigger Pokemon fan than I am. He's also a big chess fan. I'm a really big chess player. It's kind of embarrassing. I play a lot of chess.
Don't be embarrassed by that.
We played over the board chess, and we did an interview,
No, we
a
shouldn't
one-on-one interview for the Mavs YouTube channel. I don't want to spoil the game, but I left feeling good about myself. And we did not talk about Pokemon at all during the interview. It did not come up a single time. I was actually kind of disappointed. I thought he was going to maybe stick around after the game and we could talk about that, but based on the way the game went, I understand him wanting to duck the smoke, not wanting to go for a rematch or anything. So we did not talk about it. But Grant Williams, if you're watching, first off, you're always welcome onto DLLS Mavs podcast. Secondly, you pick the format. You want to play VGC, you want to play singles, you want to play Gen 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, OU, UU, doesn't matter, Battle Factory, doesn't matter. Let's play. Let's play, buddy.
Sound like a challenge. I don't know what you just said, but
That's all Pokemon metas.
Oh, okay. All right, cool.
No.
All right, I think Candy had a question for. Okay.
Oh my
Tim's
God,
gone.
Tim, what happened?
He's coming back. He's coming back. One second.
Candy's got a question for us. I think it has something to do with Game of Thrones. Can we find that and throw that up in the?
Yeah,
My chess elo is about
1 second.
1900 blitz, about 1800, 1750, 1800 bullet. I don't play rapid.
which
I'm too
question did
impatient.
you
Go.
So what I took from that
Right
story
there.
is that Bobby really thought he was going to be friends with an NBA player, but the NBA player he chose to be friends with was Grant Williams.
Good God.
Damn.
Damn, dude.
Damn. Candy asks, which Game of Thrones character would each of you be? I'm going to answer this first because I'm going to let the other gentleman answer. I didn't watch Game of Thrones.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I couldn't do
GM
it.
Ben, I'm not subscribing. I haven't done it yet.
Tim, I will fire you on
subscribe.
live TV.
Hey, now don't do that.
Hey, we're not
please
on
don't do
TV.
that. No, don't do that.
Well, yeah. Imagine if we were on TV.
You didn't watch
Crazy.
GOT?
I did not, because it's one of them shows where if you don't get in like on the ground floor with it, then it's one of those shows that if you get in like 2 or 3 years in, it's like too late. And folks kept telling me, if you're gonna watch Game of Thrones, you gotta like get through the first 3 or 4 episodes before it like really like business picks up. And I'm like, I shouldn't have to, wait 3 or 4 episodes before business. Like I want to be caught up in it from episode 1, and I never got into to Game of Thrones. I don't know if that makes me a lame, a weirdo, or what, but I just never got into.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
I couldn't get into GOT. It sounds like you a big GOT fan.
I had a big. I guess that's relative. Probably not. I did watch the show.
Okay.
I think if I had to be a character, or like based on my personality, like if I had to be a character, I would choose someone cool. But based on my personality, I'm probably like a peasant in some random town. I'm probably like
an extra.
I'm probably like a mud bottom or whatever, the flea bottom peasant in King's Landing is who I am.
Flea bottom. That's
But
what they really call
what I can say about myself is that I'm not too selfish, but I'm also not too benevolent. I'm not Ned Stark or Catelyn Stark or any of the Starks. I'm not Jon Snow. I'm not virtuous enough.
I guess I would guess if I'm gonna be a character, I'll just say him because he sounded cool.
He's pretty cool.
I always kind of thought,
what's up, Abby?
Bobby, that,
Hey,
Bobby, I always thought you kind of reminded me of one of the dragons.
I'm not reptilian in nature.
Let me see
Scaly,
if I
though.
can try to get like a constant light here. I'm in my apartment. I don't know. I don't have a studio set up.
You watching Game of Thrones?
No, I was, ESPN late night. Woo.
I'm about to say because your TV doing a lot of work for the light in your room right now. Whatever is happening.
I'm working on it.
Are you in the middle of a power outage?
No. Are you guys just done talking about the game and you're just kind of chit chatting?
Yeah, pretty much.
What game?
What? Yeah, what game at this point?
Well.
Unless you got real thoughts about the game.
I was there.
Oh, you went to the
Abby's
game?
always at games.
Yeah,
I didn't know you went to the game.
Oh, I just left Kyrie's presser not too long ago.
Yeah, what's the deal? Why is he talking like 6 hours after every game is over?
He likes to shower, get dressed.
Can I actually chime in here?
Yeah.
Kyrie started walking. So the post-game DLS studio at the American Airlines Center, which for the record, before anybody says it's not a real thing. It's just a room that I use to do it. But I finished talking to you guys and Kyrie walked by. Now, if Kyrie had walked by sooner, I would have probably hopped off sooner and gone to the presser because that's my job. That's what I would have done. But it was perfect timing. Like literally I ended the stream with you guys and then Kyrie walked by and we went in there and we chatted. Actually happened to walk out with him. I shouldn't. He's got a. No, I shouldn't share any details about an NBA player's car. Crazy make and model of something. Not a Cybertruck, for the record. But yeah, I walked out the same way. He was like signing stuff for a couple fans. Just man of the people. So it was a pleasant. It's a pleasant little time outside of the American Airlines Center, and I was walking my 1 mile to my apartment home, and he was driving to wherever he lives in Dallas, and he just loves Dallas, man. I think there being like literally just 2 autograph seekers outside probably might be one of the reasons that this is a appealing city to him. Not to him specifically, but to any NBA player. But it was very nice. Like he had fully got out of his vehicle to interact with and sign and take a selfie and briefly chat with these 2 fans who had waited out for him. Just because it's one of the places at the American Airlines Center where fans do wait out for. They know that sometimes players leave from like that garage exit. And shout out, I've never seen a player get out of their car to interact with fans because I've walked by that specific location. I almost always walk by it because that's my route home. I've never seen a player fully park their car, get out of it. So yeah, shout out to Kyrie.
No, I think I'm not putting words in his mouth or anything, but I think Dallas has been great for Kai and seems to be that he enjoys it here. Actually, him and Daniel Gafford were kind of matching in the presser tonight. They were wearing apparently some local store, a Protect Your Energy hat. So I don't know.
Kohl's?
Maybe, Bobby. I don't know.
That's the worst joke I have ever heard you make, Bobby.
What do you mean? I thought that was good.
I'm glad you said it before I
It was a pretty
did.
good joke. You should have. Is Kohl's local? You should have said 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven is actually local to Dallas. ish. Well, it's based here. I don't know if that means it's local.
Abby, give us your Mavs takes. What's the deal? What have you seen? What have you seen from up there this season?
Oh, I mean, it's been good. It's definitely early. I mean, I feel like it's been a little bit longer of a season, but this team, great run last year, and I was around a lot with the practices and media days, and during the finals, I mean, we were with those guys so much. So it does, I know that, teams changed a little bit, but it does just kind of feel like chemistry's still there. It's lingered a little bit. I think that this Suns game Friday at home will be really, really interesting. And then Clay's debut back in the Bay is going to be Tuesday. So I think those are going to be two really big telling matchups. It's been early, but, Mavs are starting out a little bit slow. Luka's, kind of trying to find that rhythm back to LD, but didn't really get the preseason that he's normally used to. Kai kind of picked it up a little bit tonight. We talked to him about his 15-point first, and he had a cool answer. He was like, I'm fine with being unselfish as long as we all win and win together. And, that's something that, media just never really highlighted those quotes with him and prior teams. And so to kind of hear his perspective on the young guys in Dallas, I think it's pretty cool. But no, I mean, the bench, Bobby, saw your stats throughout the game. Bench was a little quiet tonight. Yeah. Have you guys looked into any of the other players like Josh Green, Tim Hardaway, or those guys?
Who?
I haven't. I do check Tim's numbers. It seems like Tim is off to a pretty decent start. I have not followed Josh. I was really, really excited, honestly, to see Josh go to Charlotte because I feel like they're going to play so fast paced, so wide open, so chaotic that he would fit right in. That's his brand.
His personality fits what Charlotte is doing. Chaotic and.
I want to hear your opinion on. I'd be interested. I feel like Jaden Hardy is kind of like, I don't know, like Mr. Electric when he gets on the court. Because I feel like Josh Green brought a little bit of spark last year when he was hot. But what do you guys think about Hardy Party? To me, he's one player that kind of comes off the bench, and it's as soon as he knocks down 2 threes, the place goes crazy.
Bobby, you mentioned how you felt about Jaden Hardy tonight when it comes to him relative to Spencer Dinwiddie.
Yeah, I think he's better than Spencer. I think he's a better player than Spencer. But maybe only in situations I could understand why if it's only Luka or Kyrie out there, if it's only one of those two, why you would want Dinwiddie just for more playmaking and more kind of whatever. But if it's Luka and Kyrie, I like Hardy more. If it's Luka or Kyrie and Najee, I like Hardy more. I like his shooting. I like his confidence. I like his quickness.
You got two guys that can take handling the ball off of his hands.
Yeah. He doesn't have to make plays.
Exactly.
He can be the guy that makes the shots, or takes the shots or whatever. You're taking that responsibility out of his hands whenever you're playing with multiple ball handlers. And then, when Luka and Kyrie are in the game, then Spencer's kind of relegated to catch and shoot stuff. He's not as quick as Hardy. He's not as athletic or as long as Hardy, and he's not as good of a catch and shoot player as Hardy. So I feel like in situations where there's multiple of those guys on the floor, Hardy should get the nod. He had a good fourth quarter tonight, for what that's worth.
Yeah, he did.
Bobby, you know how they have, one of the new features of being able to have multiple camera angles, and you can watch at your own pace. You can watch an alternate broadcast. And sometimes for the Super Bowl, they'll just do a Mahomes cam. You're familiar with this concept, right?
Yeah.
Well, when you say, have you been keeping up with the Mavericks, I just assume that the Grant Williams ISO cam is something that you watch every single day.
I think Grant Williams is a nice guy. He loves chess and he loves Pokemon.
That you never got to talk. No, this isn't me dissing him. This is me saying that you are still clinging to this Pokemon conversation that you guys never had. I think
I'm
you
not
need to let it go.
Someone in chat was asking
Somebody asked him about it.
I think you need to let it go.
Bobby.
This is a therapeutic thing. I am your therapist right now.
Can
That's
I say one more nice thing about Grant Williams, and then I'll let it go forever? Forever.
No, I'm not saying mean things about Grant Williams. I have in the past, but this wasn't mean. Also,
Grant Williams gifted every single Mavs employee a spa gift card last year, and I know it's going to come as a shock, guys. I'm not much of a spa guy, but I gave the gift card to my sister, and she had a great time. So
you gifted the spa card to your sister?
Well, I just said, hey, Grant gave the staff a spa gift card, and I'm not going to use it. Do you want it? And she said,
Which
bleep,
spa
yeah.
was it?
What?
Was it the Jewel?
I honestly have no idea. I'm not even sure I ever knew. I think I just got the card, put it in my pocket, said, thanks, man. He actually came up to me because it was at the Mavs staff Christmas party. He came up to me, and he's handing out one by one the cards to everybody. And he just kind of walks up to me, and we sort of lock eyes, and he gives me the card. And I was like, oh, what's up, man? And he just looks at me and he goes, I remember you. And I said,
that's it?
That's right, buddy, you do. Damn right you do, pal.
Let me tell you something. When it comes to Grant Williams, I haven't thought about that cast
they
since
did a
sent him to
chess
Shadow
video
Realm in
together.
Charlotte.
Bobby beat Grant Williams really badly at chess, and Bobby
Not really badly. It was a close game. But I did beat him.
Okay.
By the way, where are we at numbers wise? Where are we at? Where are we at? Huh?
We're 8 away.
8 away. All right, so I need 8 of y'all.
9992.
So I need
Okay, but
8
it's not
of y'all.
8 of y'all because like nobody in this chat, nobody watching right now is not subscribed. We need
That's not
8
true.
people who exist outside of this electorate, if you will.
Hey, relax.
You just don't know that.
Relax.
Yeah, if somebody is watching right now and is not watching us suffer through this,
Who's suffering?
Who's suffering? I'm having a great time.
I'm having a ball. Like, what are you talking about?
I probably should bounce and go finish writing my story. But
Yeah, you got real work
God,
to
he
do.
doesn't
Get out
yell
of
at
here.
me.
Vibe degrader.
Get out of here. I want to ask Abby some questions about the Rangers anyway. You can go. We talked to you earlier. Bye. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Oh wow! Just don't play off Tim.
Tim knows he's my favorite.
Oh my
Tim.
God.
Oh, wait, what? Oh, okay. I was like, what's going on here?
Bye Tim, I guess.
Tim knows I love him. He knows he's my favorite Tim. He knows he's my
All
favorite
right, can
Tim.
they still hear what we're saying? Tim,
Yeah.
good luck writing your article. Please let me know if
He
you
can
need
come
help.
back when he finishes his work.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Hey,
wait, no, I'm actually leaving though. So
You can come back
I
when
love
you finish
y'all
your
and I
work. We're
miss
still-
y'all.
Okay.
But Abby should be the star of the show, and I am going to leave.
Bye, Tim.
The star of the show is this
But that was still
unbranded
really
beer.
mean how you kicked me off so abruptly like that, and I don't like y'all. You know you remember that one time when I said I loved y'all like 5 seconds ago? I
No.
didn't mean that for a second, and I really don't. I really dislike y'all. You're so mean to me all the time.
Tim, you're going through one of the stages of grief.
Wait. Can I try
anger.
one more thing? I learned how to do the confetti. Let me see if it will pick it up again.
Oh no, it's just bubbles.
Okay.
I wanna
so what
pop
if I
'em.
just do one.
What?
Wait a minute. Hi, Chopper. We got Chopper in the chat.
What's up, Chop?
Wait a minute. He deleted his
It's
comment.
raining. Oh,
Yeah,
it's
this
got
is how I
rain. Oh my
feel.
God, it's
This
raining.
is how I feel.
Oh, we're almost at 10,000. I guess you can stay. I guess you
How
can
many
stay.
more?
Oh, we're at
That's supposed to do
9998.
something too.
All
Let's
right,
go.
question for you fellas. We asked it on our show today. You ready?
What?
Yes.
I mean, I know that it was just done, so try to think outside of what was just done. But
Okay.
if you had to do a starting 5 Netflix documentary for basketball, who would your pick be that was not in this past, documentary series?
Oh, okay. So it has to be the current players in that right now. Okay.
Yeah, but it can't be like LeBron and Tatum, Sabonis, not the ones that they just had. Just pick 5 players current.
Jokic has got to be in there because
Yeah.
I just want all of his scenes to him just be like rolling his eyes and just looking really kind of like exasperated.
Like not saying anything.
Yeah, I think that would be really funny.
I would want to follow around Luka. Like I would want that, like that inside.
I'd want to follow around Kyrie.
I think we got
I don't
enough
think
of
Luka would want
the Kyrie experience.
99999999999.
Did John just really say he was 9'9"? Really? Okay, John.
Hey John, congratulations for subbing to your job's YouTube channel.
Thanks.
Good
Thank
job.
you
That's
so
so
much.
brave.
I'll go Luka, Jokic. I'll agree with you on Jokic. I'll go with.
Why isn't that?
I think Jalen Brunson would be really
feel
fun.
like Luka and Jokic are like the same though.
I do.
Now
We did
got
it.
balloons.
We
for
did
Tim.
it.
We got balloons.
We got the.
But I don't know if we're actually there yet. I think I might have
Are
moved
you
like
about
a
to put it
little
on
bit too
screen?
soon.
You got like 100,000 or
No, wait, what? We're not staying on until we get 100,000. You can do that tomorrow, Abby. You can do that tomorrow or today, later on today. Are you about to put it up on the
Supposed
screen?
to do confetti or some.
Can he show that on the
Oh
screen?
man, I almost cursed. Oh yeah, yeah. There we go. Wait, Abby, you're probably also on a MacBook.
Yeah.
Put up a peace sign. Put up a peace sign, like very visible on the camera. Damn, I thought that would work for you. I don't know why
work?
It wasn't even work.
not you.
Oh, jeez.
Do one peace sign.
is
Do one
insane.
piece.
No, it's not working.
That's so weird.
Should we still answer Abby's question though?
That's at 10K.
If you'd like to.
I'm gonna go Jokic, Luka. I'm gonna go with. Damn, we already did Anthony Edwards.
Just unsub.
Oh,
John.
Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid would be a interesting follow.
John literally did just unsub.
Did you serious?
John, do you realize
John, come on, dog.
Kat and I have been friends for like 15 years. You
Did
will
he
be
really do that?
fired
We're
like
down
before you go to
990
bed.
Yeah.
John, quit playing with my life, man. I want to keep my
Now
marriage.
we're at 9998.
Hit that subscribe
Stop
button.
doing
Like,
bits, you demons.
Like, please hit the subscribe button. I can't even talk.
I'll Venmo you $5.
No, don't do that.
I won't do that.
Don't do that. All right, finally, I'm gonna go Luka, Jokic. I'm gonna go Joel Embiid. I'll go with Jalen Brunson too. I like the Jalen Brunson answer. And then last one, I'll go with.
God.
9997.
Yeah.
I literally have so many enemies right now.
Are you serious? Are they really?
And I'm not Mavrello.
Bobby.
I'll go with Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis will be the last one.
Okay, interesting.
I would go with Brandon Bass, John Lure.
One of those guys doesn't even play basketball.
John Lure? I thought he did.
Oh,
am I thinking
you
of?
talking
John
about
Gray?
John
Am I
John
thinking of John
Flowers?
Gray?
Is that his name?
Yeah,
Eric
we're
Gray?
at 9998 or 9998.
John Lure was like one of those random
need the
white
two of y'all.
stiffs.
John Lure.
No.
Yes, that's what I was saying.
Look, just because we get to 10K, that
Yeah.
doesn't mean we're not.
We're back.
Okay.
We're back. We
We're
did
back.
it.
All right,
Yeah, we did it.
Y'all
Yeah.
messed up the moment earlier. We back to
I'm
10K
leaving
now.
before.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Up by Tim.
Wait.
Did Tim drop himself off?
Yeah, I didn't do that.
Oh, he dropped himself off.
Chopper, I was never Mavrello. See, this kind of misinformation is what's wrong with this country right now.
Hey now. Okay.
Oh.
We're doing great here. Relax.
Chopper's my guy.
I know we love Chop. Chop, don't ask them kind of questions right now. We're having fun right now. Okay.
Are we at 10K?
Did we answer your question? Did I answer your question?
Yeah, you did. 10K.
Okay, good. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I do have a question for you real quick. So we're signing Juan Soto, right?
Did you hear that the Rays have $10 to offer him? And no proof either. So that's a little tough.
I know they're going through it in Tampa. They going through it. Yeah,
They are.
They're going through it.
Thoughts and prayers.
Ray gonna spend that money though. Ray gonna spend that money.
Hey, I don't have a number. I mean, Nathan Eovaldi is, priority number one. So I think it's just if he signs, then the Rangers can probably have their cake, eat it too with a few situations. If he doesn't sign, I'm not sure what the Rangers would do, but I would imagine it would involve spending a bit more than they anticipated.
So we need to sacrifice Evo to get Juan Soto. Is what you're saying?
Yes, but
Sorry, Evo. We love you, man. World Series hero, but is Soto coming? I mean,
two things. I want to hear y'all's thoughts, though. All right, a few games now with Clay in Dallas. What are your thoughts?
Clay's been cool.
He's been good.
Yeah, like he's been cool. Like he's fitting in. He's getting his shots where he gets them, and he's been good.
I thought they made a very concerted effort. We didn't even mention this earlier, but I thought they made a very concerted effort, almost to their detriment, to get him involved early. Like they gave him a lot of touches in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah,
J-Kid is definitely pretty sassy and zesty with the media. I think it's like objectively good to get Clay going early, but also so many people have asked him about it that he was probably like, you know what, screw it, we're playing a bad team tonight. I'm just gonna give him the ball every time for the first 5 minutes and see what happens. And it didn't work all that well. But for the season, 14.5 points, 45% from the floor, 39% from three, 14.5 points on 12 shots, by the way, which is pretty good. 3.5 boards, 1.8 assists. Like he's been pretty good on defense. Like I've been very happy with the Clay experience so far, and that kind of production and impact on spacing and all that stuff at the rate that they sign him, I think is really good.
Yeah, I hope folks aren't doing the thing where and it was funny because we were watching Golden State and Boston play earlier because Buddy Hield in Golden State has been fantastic for them. Like he's averaging over 20 a game, shooting like 50% from three, and he's only making like $8-9 million for them this year. So I know a lot of folks will do the comparison, all the value of what Buddy Hield is given Golden State versus Clay getting paid 17 million bucks, but at the same time, I mean, what they're asking Clay to do here so far, like he's been really good for them. So I hope that that continues. I mean, he's shooting nearly 39% from three, so yeah, why not? He's been good. Good.
Yeah, I know. And Kyrie's a look across the court. Assist of the year from Kyrie for Clay. I mean, just to have that guy, as a wing shooter for the Mavs. One of the best in the game. But I am interested to talk to him, maybe at a practice here soon. But Clay and Luka warm up together. So he's hearing bagpipes before going to take on a team, which is kind of tough. But seems to be, devoted to the duo of Luka and just letting him kind of do his thing. But yeah, it's been fun here. And
maybe Clay is really into it. Maybe Clay loves Balkan music. You don't know.
I mean, apparently loves newspapers, so I'm not going to put it past him at this point.
You know what they say? Newspapers, Balkan music, they go hand in hand. Like they're two peas in a pod.
Right. Okay. We hit 10K, so I am going to bed. But I'll see you fellas tomorrow.
Yes, you will.
Thanks, Abby.
Bye, Abby. Thank you.
Bye, Abby. Have a good night.
Get home safe.
There's Abby Jones, social team here at DLLS, and also hosting on the Ranger Show.
Mm-hmm. You got somebody else?
Also getting content for Mavs, too.
Somebody said we should call up Jeff to get him out of bed.
I don't know. I think he's an early to bed, early to rise kind of guy.
Jeff's probably up right now reading a book or something.
I don't know. I feel like if he was up, he would probably be in the chat.
Should I call Jeff like live on air?
I don't think that's a good idea.
No? Okay. All right, cool.
We're at 01, by the way. So
can we go full for the sign off?
Oh, we got let's give it. We'll give it 5 more minutes and then we'll get out of here.
Yeah.
5 more minutes and we can go. Yeah, we did hit the 10K mark. Let's get beyond 10K and keep it going. But shout out to all of y'all who have made it.
God.
What happened?
Nothing.
Ben is still up. Shout out to Ben, our GM. He's still up.
I was in preview mode.
I'm gonna hit you with the I love solo bit there. Shout out to you, Ben. He was asking about the bloodline earlier, but we did it. How about that? Our first 10K.
We did it
in less than 2.5 months,
and it only took. What time did we start? The
10.
Post game at 10.
We started at 10.
When did we?
It only took us an hour and a half to gain 50 subs. Yeah,
it happened though. I guess
no, it's all good, man.
I guess
great.
We did it.
But that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, I want to really drive this point home. So thank you. If you're still up and watching us, like first off,
shout out to you.
Like, yeah, like find. Don't do that anymore. Go to bed. It's important to sleep and stay hydrated. But secondly, if you're not going to go to bed or stay hydrated, hang out with us here at DLS Sports. But the inspiration for kind of like the let's stream late and get to our milestone thing came from DNVR, and they just reached 100,000 subs, which is awesome. But DNVR, Kevin, they've been making content on YouTube for like almost 10 years.
Yeah.
We started 2 months ago, 2.5 months ago. So, we're growing really, really fast. And, it's everything is all, it's great. 10,000 subs is great, but 100,000 subs is the next goal, right? But all of you who have already subbed, all of you who are watching, people that are going to watch this in the future, thank you for riding with us so far. Thank you for getting in on the ground floor. There's a lot of people like, Kevin and I were saying earlier, like everyone that works here is so freaking good at their job. They're so good. Everybody here is so experienced. Everybody here, like everyone on the show beats has worked in the market forever and knows everybody.
That's true.
It is really, a collection of the most well-connected, the most experienced, the most insightful, analytical, minds in the market, and it really is like the Avengers team. It's awesome.
No, really like these.
But you can assemble all this great stuff, but we're nothing without the audience.
That's
the
true.
thing. Like, so it's our job to make this fun for you to watch. It's our job to make this fun for you to listen to. It's our job to make you want to support us, whether it's just with your views or with your subs or with your diehard membership or whatever. Like, without y'all, none of this is happening. Like, none of this even matters. So we can sit around and pat each other on the back and break our own arm, doing all this bit and everything. But like, if y'all aren't here rocking with us, then it's all useless. It's all for naught. So, thank you all. And I hope that, I hope 5 or 6 years from now, whenever we get to 100,000 subs, or maybe it happens sooner than that, you'll still be with us and you'll be thinking, man, I remember whenever they were just started. I remember the first Mav show. I remember the first Ranger show, the first Cowboy show, the first Star show. I remember the first pre and post game stream. I remember whenever Bobby wouldn't shut the hell up about Omax Prosper. Like, I hope you remember all of those things, because we're all on this journey together, and hopefully you're going to be with us every dang step of the way.
No, really, like, we can't do this without you. We sincerely thank you and appreciate you from day one, from first sub to 10K on to 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 200K. Like, we cannot do it without you. So make sure you tell your friends, tell your family, tell everyone that you know. Hop in on the ground floor with DLLS Sports. As Bobby said, we got Avengers teams for literally every beat that we have. Like, our Stars beat is literally the Avengers of the Stars beat. Like, we literally have the best of the best when it comes to the Stars. Same, I believe, with the Cowboys, the Mavericks, the Rangers. Like, I say this, and I'll tell you this too. Like, the Cowboys podcast that we have here, it's my favorite Cowboys podcast. Like,
it's a great show.
Like, it's super entertaining. Like,
it's a great show.
It's really, really good. So, like, if you listen to our Stars show, our Rangers show, Mavericks, Cowboys, our TCU show, the shows that are going to be coming with the Wings and the Texas Longhorns, like, we got a lot of stuff on the way.
And we're going to be doing more like mixed shows and like people from different beats hanging out,
yes,
and just having fun.
Oh, the crossover shows that we're about to be doing here real soon. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, because it's 12:30 in the morning. I can peel the curtain back. Like, we're like trying to get off the ground and figure out how to do ad reads on time, and like how to make a YouTube headline, and how to dial into Ecamm without the screen going black every few
and
seconds.
silencing
like
Marc every 5 words.
Yeah, like, we're just trying to figure all this stuff out right now. And so, now that we're kind of getting the hang of it, now that we have a base of support, from people like you, that we're going to spread our wings a little bit. We're going to have some more fun. We're going to try some more things and see if it works. So I'm really looking forward to that. But yeah, it's an exciting time, man. It's an exciting time, and even though the Cowboys suck and the Rangers suck, I don't think the Mavs suck, and I don't think the Stars suck, and I don't hope the Rangers will suck for much longer. I think they might be pretty good next year. So it's a really good time to be a Dallas sports fan, and hopefully hopefully we make it even more fun to be a sports fan.
Before we go, throw up Lindsay's comment up in there real quick.
Am I allowed to?
Shout out to Lindsay. Let's go, Lindsay.
Let's go, Lindsay.
Welcome. It's been said. It's in there. It's been said. We're not going to say it, but it's been said. Shout out to you, Lindsay. Appreciate you. Shout out to Brandon as well. I guess we can't think, not get out here and not thank Brandon. Shout out to Brandon Spano.
Yeah, I know. And yeah, I mean, again, Denver.
Y'all set the bar, man.
Yeah, Denver set the bar awfully dang high, and we're small but mighty. And hey, Lindsay, we're coming for y'all up in Denver. All right, we're coming for y'all.
I mean, maybe not on Monday or whenever we play Denver, but
yeah, but like in 2 or 3 weeks.
Like in 2 or 3 weeks, we coming. Okay, we coming. It's time for us to go home.
It is.
It's time for us to go home. Shout out to Tanner. Tanner, get on the mic.
Hey,
Let
Tanner,
the people know.
Thanks, Tanner.
Shout out to you, Tanner, for getting on the mic.
This was fun.
You had a good time?
Let's do it again. When we get to 20, let's do it again. 20K.
Yeah, we'll make somebody else do it next time. No, I'm just joking.
Dude, I'll jump on.
I'll do it too.
I'll do it for 11K. I don't care.
You could do it all you want to all the rest of the night. No, I'm just joking. We really
just
appreciate
leave it on the one shot. I'll do it.
This is all your fault because you were like, hey, we should stay on until we get to 10K.
That's the point.
And
that's a good time.
And we did. We had a great
time.
Yeah,
we'll have to go watch it. Tim said the face you give Bobby when he says that is very funny. So we'll have to go back and watch it and see what it looks like.
Oh, okay.
Unforgettable, an indelible moment in our short history.
By the way, shout out to all the Mavericks fans who are going to listen to the first hour of this show. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I don't know. We might have to for doing
clip
it or something.
Yeah, I'm about to say appreciate you. I don't want to be my guy Tanner who's got to edit this down, but thank you so much, Tanner, for working on this. Appreciate you. Shout out to Candy and all of y'all who joined us here. We're gonna go. We'll be back tomorrow. Well, I guess later on the day at 1 p.m. for the.
Just stay here.
No,
I'll sleep here. I don't care.
No. 1 p.m. DLLS Mavs podcast. Myself, Tim Cato, Bobby Carella, and Tanner going to get on the mic too. We'll talk more Mavs basketball. By the way, the Mavericks did win tonight.
119-99.
Wait,
Shout out
there
to
was
the-
a game tonight?
There was a game, actually. There was actually a game.
Luka was good. Who knew?
And the Bulls are definitely not.
The Bulls
They're
are not good.
They are-
Sorry,
they are
CHGO. They're just not good.
They are not
It's going to be a long season.
Oh, we
for
didn't
y'all.
troll them at all after what happened today.
Yeah, it's like it's.
Oh, they've been
you can't,
piling
you can't punch. You can't punch down.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, that's true. All right. See y'all later. We'll talk to you at 1 p.m. on the DLS Mavs podcast. Thank y'all. See you. Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.